All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the new intro. Yeah, that's right. All new intro for the Pine Room Podcast. A little bit of new music, some new style. I really haven't written a script for what to say yet, so here it is, the new intro. Yeah, maybe some sounds like a laser gun. Or some monkeys. Or some aliens. Or, explosions.
Missiles launched.
Either way, enjoy this for the time being, and enjoy the show. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast. All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Pine Room Podcast, episode 45. 5 more till 50. I think it was like show 20. We said we were gonna shut it down there, but we're 5 more till 50. We got a lot of stuff going on this week. If you haven't been looking at our social media, go look at that right now because we got a ton of stuff out. Right now, we got our video that we did for Belmont Savings Bank with Brad Beck. It's our first start of our 6-week workout video. You can go look at that on our YouTube. Go check out the links on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And then we have the Nailer video, which just a trailer dropped today. So a day after or a day before you hear this, it dropped, and you'll be able to see us. Well, Jarrett, Coach, and several other guys went to the Nailer game. Got to go sit. What's a ringside?
Rinkside, yeah.
Ringside.
Rink, not ring.
Rinkside. Got to sit by the players. Say was there. Nick was there. Spencer Cooley. Soup and Cooley did some sumo wrestling, and that's in the video too. You get to see just how much fun they had there. That's a really good video. Jarrett edited that one, but you'll see that coming out. Well, you'll see that out by the time this is out. So go and check that out on our social media and stuff like that. I've got a couple more soup and stuffs coming out, which are pretty good. We've got Gab Gowdy, who works for, I believe, FanDuel?
Yeah, FanDuel.
Who she works for them. We have Chase Harlow and Logan Rout, and we have, I'm trying to think of Dalton Bolin, and we have Nico Petrides, who is a upcoming or is an aspiring UFC fighter, and of course Dalton Bolin, like I said, he's playing. Where is he playing right now?
Charleston.
College of Charleston.
Yeah, College of Charleston, not university.
They're ranked number 18 in the country.
Yeah, so go ahead and check that out. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Those will be released as the weeks go on. And we actually have some new things coming to the Pine Room shop. We're switching our drop shipper, which is the people that we get our merch from. So we're getting a couple new apparel gear. We got some stuff coming in with some aprons. We got the bucket hats are actually back in stock. Chris ordered 2 bucket hats for himself. They look great.
It fits well.
Yeah, and it's a lot better than I thought it would be. I thought the material was going to be a little on the weak side, but it actually turned out really well. But this video is not sponsored today. Our sponsors are bone dry right now. We're working on cleaning the slate and then picking up in the new year. Of course, this is the new year, but in February. If you're interested, the Warwood Vets have a Super Bowl board. They have some squares still available. I don't know how many you can elaborate on that, Coach.
Yeah, the Super Bowl boards, we're down to about 20 squares on each one. We have a $50 board and a $100 board. So if you're interested in that, this Sunday will be the last Sunday, obviously, before the Super Bowl. Stop down and get on one of the 2 Super Bowl boards.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff happening. Hopefully there's some fun stuff happening in your life too. We had a lot of good interaction on our social media and stuff, which has been pretty impressive, and we got some more of those workout videos coming along. There's 6 weeks of them, so you're going to be seeing 6 of those every 2 weeks. So you're going to be able to see, or every other week, I should say, and you can see all the stuff that we've been doing and working out and getting better. I'm not going to waste any time here because I've been chomping at the bit to tell you guys this. So we have in the office here, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see our office, and we're starting to decorate it. Coach and I just hung some shelves today. We got our new Texaco sign and Mountain State Brewing Co. It's an actual working thermometer. We got our Yingling Light sign, and you can't see anything else with me, but we got our West Virginia sign, which bridges into this. So we got our Wheeling flag. It's a metal flag that we got at the Wheeling Heritage. And while we were there, we got this book. It's the Wheeling Suspension Bridge. And if you're not around here, if you're listening to us, because I know a couple people listen out of state. So if you're not familiar, we're from Wheeling, West Virginia. And this book is a pictorial heritage of the Wheeling Suspension Bridge. Now, when I was here today, I just happened to be flipping through this because I hadn't flipped through it before. So I'm going to read this, and bear with me for a little bit because it's important that you know this. So from the beginning, Pittsburgh had objected for the bridge being built across the Ohio River at Wheeling. During the summer of 1849, the Pittsburgh newspaper articles became what was the word we talked?
Vehement.
Vehement.
It's hitting on the back of the head.
I was trying to figure out what that word meant.
What does that mean?
It means like they're strong feelings.
Yes.
There was even an unsuccessful attempt to have a mob form to blow up the bridge. So Wheeling's suspension bridge, to blow it up. Shortly thereafter, there was an appalling surprise. On July 28th, the bridge company was notified of a pending lawsuit. 9 days later, they learned that the United States Supreme Court Justice Robert C. Greer, or Grier, is it Greer?
Greer, yes.
Robert C. Greer was to hear an application for an injunction from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania against the bridge company. It was claimed that the bridge would be an obstruction to navigation on the Ohio River, and it was evident that Pennsylvania was representing the interest of Pittsburgh. After hearing arguments from representatives of both Pennsylvania and Wheeling, Justice Greer, they spelled Greer wrong, reached a decision on August 30th. The case would be brought before the entire United States Supreme Court. At the time the bridge was constructed, the proceedings went rapidly, and by October 4th, the last main cable was swung across the river. Each cable was being wrapped with wire as a protection from the atmosphere. 7 days later, flooring was almost ready to be crossed by heavy vehicles. On Saturday, October 20th, 1849, the newspaper announced that the structure may be used to a limited extent after today. People were most curious about the bridge, which was so high in the air. They arrived early the following morning, thronging both sides of the river, and at 10 o'clock, a 30-star American flag was hung on the city tower, and the Ohio State flag was flying on the western tower. Engineer Charles Ellett, Jr., and I. Dickinson, superintendent of stone and ironwork, drove onto the bridge in a one-horse carriage as the last deck timber was swung into place and covered with planks. Now, here's the incredible part. And I flipped to this page randomly. I didn't look through this book. The carriage continued to the western shore as the roar of cannon announced their safe arrival. There was a long, triumphant shout from the thousands of delighted spectators in the afternoon. The vehicle of the world-famous circus performer General Tom Thumb
no way.
was driven across the bridge. The carriage and 2 Shetland ponies were given to him by Queen Victoria of England. Tom Thumb, the diminutive 11-year-old who never grew to more than 36 inches tall, finally arrived in Wheeling a few days later for his performances. He said he was very sorry to have missed the occasion on the first crossing.
Did you say he was a general?
Yeah, that's what I was just
Well, that
say.
was his title, General Tom Thumb.
Oh, really?
So General Tom Thumb was across the suspension bridge and was in Wheeling.
That is
But
crazy.
you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
I flipped to
Well,
this morning when we were down here working. I flipped to a random page, and there's a picture here, and I'll show it to the camera.
Is it a picture of him?
It's a picture of him standing next to a carriage.
That is unbelievable.
Wow.
So
Tom
he
Thumb.
crossed the suspension
That is
bridge
crazy.
into Wheeling, and he said he was sad to have missed the first crossing.
That is crazy.
So Tom
That's
Thumb has
nuts.
been to Wheeling.
That's absolutely nuts. And he just happened to come onto the podcast. Not come onto the podcast. He's not with us anymore. But that just happened to come up all the way back.
He's not with us anymore. It's a shame. It was a sad day.
Yeah, when we were at the penitentiary.
Penitentiary.
How did that even come up? I don't even remember what Oh, I think it was a history. I think it was this week in history. I think something about the circus.
Yeah,
Was that the first time we
P.T. Barnum
talked about him?
Yeah, and we went through all the characters and
the bearded lady,
and then he just got a complete kick out of Tom Thumb.
Well, no, I got a kick out of the whole crew pulling up in a bus. So I thought that was hilarious.
He laughed till he cried.
Oh, cool! He just made me laugh about that. The bus pulls up at a restaurant and they all get off and go in.
But I just
why are you staring?
Did you guys have to
the
take
thumbs are here?
West Virginia history in 8th grade?
I never did, but it was a high school class.
That's sad that they don't teach West Virginia history anymore.
So we were mandated. I think, and actually the only reason why I ask is I know in Catholic school we had to our 8th grade year, and that was like a Catholic thing. But the moral of the story is we had West Virginia history, and we had a project, and me and my buddy did a replica of the suspension bridge that we still have. Made the paper. This is going to sound goofy. What's the place down on the corner by Northern? Is that Independence Hall?
Yes.
So
with the statue.
Yeah. So Independence Hall. It's set in Independence Hall for years, and I don't even know why we end up taking it out. But I think it would be kind of badass in here.
That's what I was just going to say.
Honest to God, I'll bring it. I still have it. Yeah.
You have it?
It's actually now full disclosure. Me and Millet didn't do a goddamn thing. Our dads did. But honestly, it's actually pretty.
What's
sweet.
it made out of?
It's wood. It has. I mean,
really?
yeah. So I think that's
that might be a good thing. We can maybe we can put in like a little. How big is it?
I would say about like this.
Yay big. All right. Well, maybe we can put it. Well, we should see if we can put it in a little case. Have it up here. That's cool.
Very
That's
cool.
cool.
Right.
Yeah, but I just thought that was absolutely incredible. I flipped the page and I thought it was a kid. Like they were sizing the kid up. And I read, and it said General Tom Thumb, and my jaw dropped.
I know you guys have talked at length. So General he wasn't any type of general. He's a self-proclaimed.
I think they gave him that title. You know how people give the title to like knight, like sir?
Yes.
I think that they gave him that title. I'm not sure that he
wore a suit, a general suit.
I don't
he
think,
wasn't a 4-star
general. Don't misconstrue this, because not that little people could not.
Well, you always got to preface it, Jeff.
Not couldn't lead men and that type of stuff. But here's the deal: if that guy tried to tell, I'd probably punt him.
Yeah,
right.
He told you, hey,
you got to
go clean up the shit.
I'd be like, I'm sorry, General Tom Thumb, but I think I'm gonna fucking punt you across the field.
Well, that's like in good. You guys seen the movie Glory?
Yeah, with Morgan Freeman,
Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
I thought that was the worst character to portray a guy leading that troop. I just thought it should have been someone badass.
He was a dwarf?
No,
Matthew Broderick.
You're right.
Yeah,
he doesn't play that role well.
Did he have a mustache?
Well, he had like they made him one for that particular movie, but I thought he was a terrible choice. I mean, I thought like Russell Crowe or Mark Wahlberg or somebody like that would be someone to lead a troop. Not Matthew Broderick. Just looks like he should be on what's the movie he was in where he skipped school?
Oh, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Not a general leading the only black,
that's
first black
swing
company.
I mean, that's actually what he looked like.
Kennedy.
What now? Well, no, I don't know. Maybe
it's accurate representation.
Hey, we mentioned this in the last podcast, but General Tom Thumb was General Tom Thumb because he just wore the general's outfit, and that's why they called him General.
I bet he was a badass marching down the street now.
There was also another dwarf who was smaller than Tom Thumb called George Washington Morrison Nutt, better known as his stage name, Commodore Nutt.
What was his last name?
Nutt, N-U-T-T.
N-U-T-T.
I think we talked about him.
Yeah, he was, let me see how tall he was. Oh, he was 30 inches tall.
So was he friends with Tom?
I think they performed together. I think Commodore and the General. I think.
What do you mean perform? What did Tom do?
He was in the circus.
But what did he do?
He didn't perform, but he was like a spectacle for people to come and look at.
Oh, he just stood there,
which is nuts.
Watch me pour a rabbit at him. I had.
Yeah.
Well, midgets probably weren't too popular then, right?
No, they were. That was why they came to see them.
Freak.
No, but they
exactly
weren't.
They
weren't too
freak.
popular. I mean,
prominent. They weren't prominent.
Well, I mean,
you didn't see
I
them.
think they've always been.
Well, dwarfs are like now. I mean, what do you mean by popular? Like people like them?
Abundant. You mean?
Yeah, abundant. That's
no,
what
I mean that's not. I don't think they're abundant now.
Well, they're more abundant back then than they were back then.
Abundant seems like a word like potatoes are abundant.
Do you see a lot of dwarfs?
Volume.
No, but if I see one, it's like I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. Whereas probably back in the day,
because people didn't have phones and like the news or
that's
anything.
true,
so if you saw a dwarf, I mean,
what's the difference between a midget and a dwarf?
Well, a midget is the
slang.
It's supposed to be little person.
So the same. So they're basically the same thing.
Yeah.
They are. It's just like it's the worst word to use for them. It's like the derogatory. term.
midget.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So it's dwarf.
Little person's the
person.
correct, like the
Nowadays,
correct. Yes.
Nowadays, yes. What do you guys think about that service? And this is horrible. Do you know there's a service in Pittsburgh that you could, and once again, not making fun, but you can rent midgets. And you can little people, and they put them in. This is so fucking dumb. They put them in like a full Velcro suit, and there's like
I know, I've seen this.
Wait a second, I know where this is going.
and you can throw them up on the wall. It's like
Well, like a midget toss. Like
They did that in
Velcro.
the Wolf of Wall Street.
without a doubt.
Yeah, they did it in the
There's
Wolf
a
of Wall
service
Street.
out
Wait
there.
a second, you could.
Well, I remember, and I could be wrong on this. They shut that down. And the dude who was a part of it, the dwarf, was like mad that they shut it down because that's how he made a living.
No doubt.
And I think that they also do. I think there's strippers that are also
no doubt. That's what that was going to bridge to my next. But go ahead.
Well, and what's huge now, and Jarrett and myself and Nick and Cooley and Say all want to go to micro wrestling, which is all little people wrestling. They form their own.
Yeah, it's like
it's
WWE,
not WWE, but micro wrestling
for little people.
Yeah.
Back to your throwing them again. Like when you throw them, like is there like a target, like a dartboard or something?
I think it's just, and
you get a certain score if you hit it.
it's just one big wall, and it's probably a bunch of drunk idiots on a fucking thing. And just
Why have you seen it, Chris?
No, I've heard about it. I've never seen any videos, but I'm sure it's just drunken idiots. Just
being idiots.
They're basically making fun of these people.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you can rent them in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, you can. Sounds so.
That sounds
Sounds
really
so
not
bad.
good.
It sounds
That doesn't
bad.
sound.
I can't
No.
believe that is allowed to happen. in
I don't
today's-
think renting
today's
them is.
society.
Yeah, it's a service.
Yeah,
it's
It's
service.
like the
It'd
whole
be like
thing.
going to like like maybe like an attraction, like a mirror maze.
a brothel.
No,
do you go there?
No,
You don't bring them to your
no,
party.
No, that's not a good. And what's illusion? No,
Or like a rage
Ra-
room, but like
No,
You don't bring
them. They
Oh,
come
they
to
can-
you.
Well, how do you get the wall?
They bring it. I'm telling.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
that. It's like you stick a thing.
So,
on
it's,
it.
so
Okay.
it's probably like getting a lady jump out of a cake.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
You rent her.
Yeah.
Probably rent them like for.
Hey, Aunt Sue.
Wonder
would like
if
that.
they rent by tosses or time.
Time. I'm assuming time.
Nah, probably.
We'll look at
I'm
it.
gonna
We'll
say
have this
tosses.
answer next time.
I'm
We'll have that.
assuming time. Yeah.
That is great. You're like
20 cents a toss.
rent
Nah,
them.
I'd say a toss would be pretty expensive.
I would agree. I
Like
guarantee the
like
service
$10 a toss.
You know what I thought was always really stupid? At homecoming at West Liberty, where everybody's hammered out of their minds, they have axe throwing.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's dumb.
Yeah.
They had axe throwing.
No, that is absolute. There's no way that's true.
Did you see it, Job?
I did it.
No way.
Yes, I did axe throwing
In
at
the
West
parking
Liberty.
lot.
Yes, in the parking lot, right next to the ASRC. They had a parking lot, and they had a giant truck where you did axe throwing, and I was
you
hammered.
know what? Yeah,
I was
you know
hammered
what?
throwing
I actually
axes.
or not vividly, vaguely
That's
remember
a deadly
that.
combination.
Of all
I think.
things.
Are you sure it wasn't a splash? What's it?
I will
dunk
call
tank?
Cooley right now because him and I did it together.
Oh well, then
Wow.
Who thinks that's a good idea?
I know, right? That's a huge liability. You get a bunch of drunk college
There's
kids
like
throwing
four
axes.
people that might be sober.
I
at that
vaguely remember that. That's really bad.
I want to see if I
Unbelievable.
can get him on the phone.
Jared,
just
that
to-
means you had a really good days
he-
those days.
I was going to say I vividly remember, but I vaguely remember.
Right.
Well, usually my memory doesn't serve me well, so I could be wrong.
Actually,
on
I was
this.
going to compliment you.
Hey, Cools. Yeah. Hey, you're on the podcast right now. Didn't you and I, when it was homecoming at West Liberty like 2 years ago, didn't we do axe throwing?
Say it again, sorry. Did you do axe throwing?
Did-
I've done axe throwing.
No, at West. No, not just in general. At West Liberty during homecoming.
Yeah, I threw a couple bullseyes.
Yeah, you and I did it.
Yeah, I looked like I could have went on to the Hunger Games.
Yeah, and I was hammered.
Were you?
Yeah, because it was at homecoming.
Was it homecoming?
Schools. I'm telling you right now, it was homecoming. It had to have been.
I don't think so.
There's no way.
Well, they had it up at school, but I thought that was like during a week.
Yes, they had it during homecoming week.
No, guys. I'm telling you, it was in homecoming.
Well, this was the same guy that thought we went to Ocean City in October, Chris.
No.
I remember.
All right.
that.
Well,
I was here for
thanks. Though I think I'm telling you, it was homecoming.
Nah, there's no way.
No, you weren't hammered, and it wasn't on homecoming. Sorry.
Wow.
Jeez.
Boy, you were way off on that one, Job.
I'm telling you, I'm not wrong. I'm trying to think of somebody else I can call.
No, because they would be smarter than that. I mean,
I would.
You were probably
God,
there, Mark. Anyway. You go
yeah,
to most of them, and
I've been
you
the
would-
last couple of years, and nobody ever mentioned axe throwing.
I don't think so.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to text somebody right now.
alcohol and axe. Right?
Yeah.
Mark was on the board where they hung him like this, and they spun him around.
Oh yeah, right. Got him right between the
Right, that's exactly
right between the legs.
Dunk tank has got to be one of the dumbest
It is
things.
dumb.
Right.
I mean, what a stupid like.
Yeah.
You
And what's
pay
the
money.
point?
It's fun the first time.
He's in the water. How exciting!
yeah,
They should
right.
put something in
Just
the water.
like
Yes.
piranhas. and shit
Another
like that.
another gimmick to make money.
Without
Yeah,
a
it's just
doubt.
one of those things you want to see. If you
Actually, I
can-
have seen the dunk tanks where they like people berate you, like the people in the dunk tank. They make fun of you. Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
What
talk
if you
shit.
throw and miss?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really?
And that makes it
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of.
That doesn't happen at Garden Park in July.
I don't think so. No.
Have you ever seen where they put people in the what's the thing where they put your arms in and your head through the wood?
Oh, the guillotine.
No, not well. It's kind of
Kinda
like
like the
that,
guild.
but it's
Oh,
like
that's
the,
called. I know exactly what you mean.
the
They used to do it back in the day. Yeah.
oh shoot.
They threw tomatoes at you.
Like Kennywood, they
No.
still have that shit where you take pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can do that, and but in places they let you throw tomatoes at a guy that's locked in there.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that called? What's that thing called, Jarrett? Look that up.
Not shackles.
Why would you waste
but,
tomatoes on that? Where's that?
I don't know. I've seen it at a couple fairs on social media and stuff. I think that'd be fun.
To
Not
Throw it
to
or-
be the receiver, but to be the guy that's able to throw.
I tell you what, though, if you reach back hard enough and
Oh,
you
boy.
throw hard, man, that would hurt. That would hurt.
I just texted a girl that I graduated with, and I said, "Didn't they have axe throwing at West Liberty homecoming one year?" Yes.
I don't know. I must have
that's a good source.
I must have missed that year.
You mean that, Jared?
No, no, not at all.
Hey, there's the waste management. That's coming up, Chris. You were talking about that the other day.
It's a week of right before the Super Bowl.
Would you like to
Is
go
that
to
this
that,
week?
Chris?
Is that
No,
this week?
no, next. I mean, the last round will finish right before the Super Bowl starts.
Would you like to go to
You
that?
mean it's just the week of the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Oh, and the Sunday of the Super Bowl,
Yes.
they're golfing?
Yeah.
Or it wraps
I'm
up
pretty
Saturday.
sure.
Or it wraps up
I
Saturday.
thought it wrapped up on Sunday.
You know what? I don't know. I was just asking because that would be
Can't-
kind of crazy. They'd be competing
I can't imagine that. Jeez.
But the Super Bowl don't start till
6:20. You're right.
Yeah, but that's out in Arizona, right? So that's
Yeah, but I think they start. I'm pretty sure it's the same day. But but yeah, I would love to go to that job. I was telling your dad or somebody. I don't have any bucket list, but that looks like a really fun thing to go do.
Would it actually be fun to do that for the whole day? Like, what goes on that's so fun? The only time I've ever seen anybody go nuts is when the dude hit a hole in
no,
one.
you just yell and scream when they come up.
There's a lot of debauchery down there
You're
too.
allowed to
on that
scream
one
and-
hole, right? I mean,
Yeah,
is it
just on the
Throwing
like
beers.
116? I think.
Is
It
it
was,
Yeah,
16?
16.
But you hate when people scream at golf.
but
You hate
No,
that.
no, I hate the guy yells "Get in the hole."
Oh yeah.
Get in the hole.
for on a 500 yard.
500
Your
yard.
equivalent would be throw fucking strikes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that would be fun though to be at that. That looks so much fun. Like so much fun.
It would be fun.
Oh my
I would agree
Lord.
with that.
Yeah, but they kind of encourage that though, Joe.
Yeah.
For that.
Well, how long's a golf tournament or whatever? How
4
long?
days.
How long do you sit there?
Oh, I'd be. It's probably
Like 8 hours.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
So you're telling me you could sit in those stands and
Probably
drink
not
for 8 hours?
No, probably not.
No way.
No.
No way.
I mean, we'd be drinking heavily.
Yeah, well,
It would be nice if you could show, but I know the seats are at a premium, but it would be nice if you could get there like later on in the day.
I would agree.
If you get there, we roll in there
it wouldn't
at
even
9
matter.
a.m.
Yeah.
By 2,
You wouldn't even be able to.
You're not going to remember the last 18 golfers or whoever goes through that. It's going to be a mess.
I would agree.
Now,
with
do they
that.
have to be? Do they have to be quiet when a guy's approaching the ball, or are they allowed to yell and scream?
I don't. I thought
when
it was
they're ready to
I
putt,
thought it was
man.
anything goes on that particular.
when
hole.
they're ready to putt, they're allowed to yell and scream. That's pretty cool.
Is it
Yeah.
adults only?
I don't know that either.
Like, where you can yell profanity?
I don't.
they
probably,
probably-
not. Yeah, I mean, there's
I
probably certain
doubt
things you
they
can't.
probably. I mean,
I'm sure if a guy misses an easy putt, people are probably saying you fucking suck. maybe not say fuck, but they'd probably harass him
Be
pretty
Chris,
interesting.
good.
we can only hope. Chris, we can only hope, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I have to ask Pat Milton because
but he
went
never.
last year.
But he didn't. He ended up not going to that hole, right? Because he was so drunk.
No, I think he was passed out by 6 o'clock, but he was on that hole. I think. But
Was he
But
on
they
that
got
hole?
there real early. But I didn't ask him any of the questions we just brought up about the cussing and the taunting, like when you're.
Jubbers,
Get ready to
zero
punt.
interest? Zero? Or for a couple of hours sounds
I mean,
fine? Or,
You'd have fun.
But you think about like, if you're going to that hole or even to that tournament, you're just going to get absolutely annihilated. Like, you're not going to watch golf that I wouldn't do to begin with, and then to pile on just idiots on top of that.
I
not
get that.
exactly.
I wonder
Kind
what
of
they do
recipe
with
for
the.
disaster.
Wonder what they do with the beer prices. Do they lower them or up them to keep you from not getting too hammered?
I'm going to go up.
Yeah, I would say up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're willing to buy, you're going to buy beer.
But guys, but people waste their beer. They throw it. They throw it in the air.
And they go get another one.
I know, but all
Yeah.
I'm saying is if it's too
I think they only-
Yeah, but don't you think that would be fun though? If we were in it like a bleacher or a grandstand,
yeah,
whatever,
right, yeah.
and everybody was shaking up beer, just
Yeah.
that would be hilarious.
Well,
Because you're right, it's warm out there. It's not like you're going to be.
But I mean,
Cold.
the only time ever do they do that anyway, or do they just only do it on the hole in one?
Oh, I
Usually, I think,
there's a-
or
I think there's a
somebody
big
makes
shot.
like a miraculous
Yeah, like a really
shot
good
or
shot.
something.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
definitely on a hole in one.
It's like those soccer. You ever see that when they're in a bar watching the game, they're not at the game,
Oh, God,
and they're
yeah.
at a bar
And
and,
a big
they
goal.
they score, and I mean the beer
They're
just
jumping up and down, and you just
the
see
beer
beer.
just flies.
Beer's going
It's
everywhere.
crazy.
Yeah, that looks fun.
Well, actually, that's
Just
a good
for one
question.
day.
Would you guys rather be at a situation like that where you're in a big bar with the same like-minded people rooting for the same team, or would you rather be in the stadium itself?
in the bar.
See,
In
I
the
think
bar.
so, because that's an
Yeah.
more intimate.
In the bar.
That's a more
Yeah.
more intimate experience,
Especially
I
if
think.
you were there, like with all
And everybody
all the
was on the
same,
same-
fa-
same-
right,
Definitely
same
in the bar.
fans.
I mean, those videos of Landon Donovan scoring that goal in the World Cup
Oh.
in bars, just it's one of the best.
I think I disagree. I think I'd like to be in the stadium, like
Stadium?
if like a pirate, like if it was like Pirates like World Series. I would like to be.
I'd
I'd
get
like
that,
to be
though.
there.
I don't think you can really. There's not a bad option with
Yeah.
that. But speaking about marking up, they were talking on our forum here, making $600 million for the Super Bowl, and I started doing some investigation, and this actually guaranteed they do jack up the prices. Can you believe for the hotels they mark them up 200% and 300%?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's criminal.
It is.
It's amazing.
Well, it's not just the Super Bowl, Jeff. It's like when there's state tournaments in, like the basketball state tournament. Chris, you can attest to that.
Yep.
What they do to the prices. I mean, some of those motels are like $80-$90 a night.
Oh yeah, if you get that like in
Well,
early April, right? Just
Yeah.
for nothing going on, you get under $99.
and what is it during the state tournament? $250,
$200-$300,
And that-
I
and
think.
that's
Like in
criminal.
It is
Marriott.
criminal.
That should not be allowed.
Actually, South Bend, there's a hotel there's two hotels right on campus for big games. It's $1,000 a night.
Yeah,
You know what? You know what, though? I was just
people-
going to say, people are paying it. People pay
That's
it.
amazing.
Just like you were just talking earlier about beer prices. I mean, until people start buying it, they're going to keep selling it.
Absolutely.
Keep
This is crazy.
jacking up the price.
What's the highest beer price you've ever seen?
Oh, you mean as an individual beer?
Yeah,
You
like
mean
if
it's like
you're at
a
a bar,
game?
at a restaurant, or a
It's
game.
like 17.
Well, what's a
17.
beer that's
For one
a
beer?
Penguin game?
And
Well, it was. I guess they throw in tax on because it was the 24-ounce tall cans of. I think I got a Labatt Blue Light. It was $14.43.
Do the math on that real quick. A case of beer at say $15.
A beer.
like-
Well, those
$15
was
a
probably
beer?
coming 12 packs. I think those big
That's
Hell, a
probably,
case of those would be
I
so
guarantee
fucking
when he
heavy.
does the math, you're probably looking at a 200 to 300%.
Well, how many?
Oh,
in a
you
case?
have to
How
be
many in a
guaranteed.
case? 30.
Well, no, on the 20, I think there's 25. Or I'm sorry, I think there's 12.
So how much?
And how much was the beer?
It was 14.43.
So how much do you think they pay for a 12 pack of that at the
That'd be a-
distributor?
I would say no more than $20. 20, 25?
Yeah.
Okay,
It cost
20
you. It cost you $173
for what?
a 12 pack of whatever he's talking.
And if
about.
you're paying, and if you're,
And that's how much?
That's $173.60.
And you figure if they
Say
even
30.
if they spend 30.
say 30, that's 140.
144% market.
That's $140
That's-
a case.
that's
And
absurd.
you said you sold one for 17.
Actually,
Where was that, Jeff?
It was the concert, the venue. Up at what's it called now?
Star Lake or
yeah,
yeah, Star
CJ,
Lake, Bergen,
Some
Bergenstown.
stupid like that.
What
Yeah.
was that? What was
That's-
that? What was the beer at that one you went to?
Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, that had to be
man, I
outrageous.
can't-
So if you had 10 beers
I can't
at
remember what it
17,
was.
but you're spending,
I think-
you're spending $170.
I think it was
That-
10. I think it was 10. But I just looked here. Those 24 or 25 ounce, 24 ounce, the Labatt Blues on Walmart. One of these is $1.48.
Wow.
You buy it for $1.48.
Yeah, you can buy it for $1.48. Pick up tomorrow. It says.
And do they do
So that's
that
18
because
bucks. That's $18 a case or a 12 pack.
do they know they do that because they know you're going to drink because they know that you don't have another option, and two, well,
They
yeah.
probably don't want you to, drink 24 beers.
One,
But-
well, think about this too.
But do they really care?
A Labatt Blue,
Until somebody sues them.
a 12 pack of 11.5 ounce bottles is $12.98. So you get a 12 pack
That's great.
of 11.5 ounce for $1 less than 24 at the Penguin game.
You're not wrong, Mark, because they don't want that. But you know what they do promote? So it means every Tom, Dick, and Harry is swallowing 30 beers before they even get into
Right,
the
that's
stadium.
true,
That's
too.
fucking sloppy
Yeah,
because they don't
that's
want to
true.
pay. They don't want to pay the prices.
Yeah, that's a
so
good-
they're half flicking windows before they
That's
go
a
in.
good
I mean,
point.
Well-
that's like that. Every time we ever go to the bar, it's like, well, we don't want to spend $7 for a beer at the bar, which I mean, it's just not, I guess, not horrible compared to these, but I mean, you just get annihilated before you even get there, and then you just stay afloat with the couple every here and every now and then.
Well, I tell you what, I told you. Remember that I'm not going to say the establishment because they help us out. But that one Saturday afternoon that I met you, we're in Wheeling on a Saturday afternoon spending $4.50 on a beer. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a cheap ass, but that shit fucking wigs me out.
Yeah, yeah.
Wigs
bad.
me out.
Right.
I can
agree.
understand if there was. I can't even say that. I maybe be able to swallow it if there was something big going on, it's a big party or whatever the case might be. But there was only me, you. There was four
Wait,
of
I
us.
think I was there too.
You came later.
Yeah.
There was four of us and one other person down there. So there was 5 people, and we're spending $4.50 on a beer.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree.
Well, Coach, when we back in the day when we went to those Penguin games, because what they do now is as soon as the puck drops for the third period, beer sales are shut off. I don't think they did that back when we.
It was about the 12-minute mark, the 10-minute
it was
mark, I think.
maybe because that Pete guy would come around to
it
one
was
last
about
time.
the 10-minute mark.
But now, and Matt and I have done this in the past when we used to go a lot. Would just get right before the third period, get 2.
Of course.
And you see people
No.
doing that now. You just go out in the concourse, go take a piss or whatever, and just people walking by with 2 full beers to get them through the third period. But what would suck if you drank all night and in those playoff games and you go and you sit through like a 3 overtime game?
Yeah, and you
Oh,
can't
my
drink beer
God.
for
you
3
lose-
hours.
Yeah,
Horrible.
That would be awful. But
What, is that why you guys used to sneak McMasters into the?
That was actually what I was just going to ask.
Well,
That's
that
so
was
weird.
West Virginia games. That was
Yeah,
that
I
was-
mean,
yeah, but you couldn't even buy beer there.
isn't that the
yeah,
same
no,
concept?
yeah. You could, well, we could buy beer at the Mountaineer games then. It was
Is
just
that what it was, McMaster's?
yeah,
Ugh.
always McMaster's. 4 flasks of McMaster. I think it was 2. Ended up being 2/5.
How much you spend on that? Not much.
Plastic ball.
Probably about
Oh.
$16.
$6.99.
What did you? What would you? So you just put them in your pocket?
Yeah, I mean, you could almost just carry it. They didn't even
They
check
didn't get,
you.
especially back then.
Oh, that's what I
Christ,
mean.
They
Oh,
didn't care.
There's a video of some guy, some security guy checking these people going into some game or a concert or something, and all he's doing is just he rubs it, just boom. He does the same thing every time. He wasn't even touching people. He was just going down their legs. All right, you're good.
You know why, though? Because I guarantee there's liability there, too. Because, you know, all of a sudden I can say some dude touched me inappropriately and I own the stadium.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's right.
I mean, it's so sad. It really is.
Yeah.
I want to, after the break, and I don't know if you guys were going to talk about the guys that just got fired for the murder. What's the big Tyree? What's his name?
Down in the Memphis thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to hit on that about why the EMTs got fired.
Well, I didn't know anything about this till I was looking at the sheet and I saw the 3 EMTs.
Yeah,
actually, I have some insight on that.
And I want to talk about that when we come back.
After the break.
Let's. We're here in the studio. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, but you don't just have to listen to the podcast. We have some other stuff out there, too, like Bettor's Last Stand, our sports betting show covering all things sports and betting, or Soup and Stuff, where Soup sits down with business owners, athletes, and other professionals for good conversation. Or, if you want to listen to us live, you can tune into The Watchdog, FM 98.1 or AM 1600. Or you can listen live online at thewatchdognetwork.com. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast. All right, so we were talking a little bit of news and notes here, and some sports here. The Super Bowl is set. I don't know what your guys' thought is about the Super Bowl, but I know you guys wanted to talk about it.
I'm thrilled it's the last game.
You're thrilled there's no games this week.
Well, there's the flag football game.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
The Pro Bowl.
Job, what's your insight on the Super Bowl?
Well, I think somebody's going to win. I know that, and that's pretty much all I know. And then I couldn't. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is.
Next Sunday.
Well, it's usually Super Bowl Sunday.
Week from.
It's not like Super Bowl Wednesday.
Week from this coming Sunday.
Right, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks from 2 days ago.
I don't get it.
No,
I've never.
You'd be if the Jags were in it. That's your new team, dog.
I don't understand.
The big hype about it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't. I think it's just an excuse for people to get together and.
That's probably
drink.
true. I know my family's been doing it for years.
But that's the funnest part about it.
Well, yeah, but that's what I said. Why don't everybody just why can't we do that on some Sunday where football's not on? Why can't we just all
men's figure skating? We'll all get together and drink.
Yeah,
that's why I was telling I don't know your dad and maybe Matt or someone is like I'm looking forward to NASCAR and golf.
Yeah, like what?
Rather than this crooked sport football.
So out of everybody we know, who do we know that is a fan of either the team that are in the Super Bowl?
Which is who?
That is awesome.
It's two birds.
Come on.
No. One bird.
The Bungles.
A bird
no, they lost.
Come on.
No,
come on. You got it.
Eagles.
All right, you got one.
The Eagles and the.
Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?
Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean, I could not care less. Could not care less.
Couldn't care less.
And by the way, Job's got a big thing coming up Super Bowl Sunday. Tell him about your.
I got put into that. So they didn't. Coach put me into this thing. It's ran. Well, it's like a 75 person.
Yeah, it's like a bingo. He calls it bingo.
It's in a. What is the wheel called? It's like
a bingo
wheel. Wheel with all the little balls in. 75 people on a board, and you get. Adam Bonneberger. He puts this thing together, and then every week,
$10, 75 people,
and every week a guy gets knocked off, or whoever's in it gets knocked off, and I'm down to the final two.
No shit.
Well, he draws every week during the year. He draws one ball out at the beginning of the 1 o'clock games, the beginning of the 4 o'clock games, beginning of the Sunday night game, and the beginning of the Monday night game all year. So somehow that adds up to 75. I don't know how it works out that way, but it does. And then he puts it on a YouTube video, or what? Oh, I don't know whether YouTube.
Whatever video.
And he does it himself, and he's got a board. And
It's like a dry erase board. You get
and it's
erased.
70
So you're down to the final two?
Final two.
Well,
yeah.
and Jub's been trying. And
Listen,
from the
I can't stand how people are so greedy. I can't stand it.
From the final 5, just like a reverse raffle. You've been to those. So they have an option to split or not split, obviously. And if one person decides not to split, then the game goes on. So at 5, they would have, whatever $750 is divided by 5, I think it was like $150 or so. Yeah, 150. So exactly. And then, so he didn't want to split, but somebody, or
I
he wanted to split, but somebody didn't want to split.
I got outvoted 3-2.
Really?
Now, so all the way through.
Then round 4, I got outvoted 3-1, then 2-1, and now it's down to 2 of us.
Who's the other person?
His name's Flu, but Adam will not reveal who it is. He won't tell you who it is.
All I can say is greedy, greedy, greedy. It would be so nice for both of us to walk away with a handful of change, $325. That's a steal.
$375.
$375.
Yeah.
That's an absolute steal.
For 10 bones?
For 10 bucks,
yeah.
and then even if you win, okay, you get $750. But by chance that you lose, you still come home with $300. If you split, you at least get $375. If you lose, you come home with nothing. I think that's if it's a gambler's mindset, and I absolutely hate it. Just take your money and run. You can buy a TV or something with it.
See, back in the day when we would have the reverse raffles, I said, if you get down to the final 5 and there's one guy in there that doesn't want to split, the other 4 people go together, and you say, we'll all split, even if it's be us 5. And Jub doesn't want to split, the 4 of us go together and say, all right, we're going to say split. So if you're drawn next out and Jub's still in, you're actually still alive.
Which makes it, that's kind of
Yeah,
cool. That's a really cool concept.
You're in it. Then if I get drawn out, we're both still alive. These guys are in it still. All we need is him to get knocked out.
So it's basically you team up.
Your team up,
yeah.
but he can't do that because he doesn't know who the guy the people were that didn't want to or that did want to split, and Adam wouldn't reveal that. So,
Well, Mark, is this Flu guy? Is he said like I'll think about it, or he's come out?
We don't
and
know.
well, you never know. It's all secretive. It's all like Jub will tell him.
Well,
now,
does this guy know that he wants to split?
no, because he won't know. He won't
There's
know.
no way for me to figure out who the guy is, so I can't, or girl, to reach out to them and say, "Hey, I want to split," because I don't know who they are.
But
Why is it set up that way?
I don't know. I
It's
guess
probably
the
to-
suspense of it.
It's
I guess
probably
Yeah.
to eliminate what we're talking about right now.
yeah, because
Oh, you know what? That's probably exactly the
It's-
reason.
and
Yeah.
because he knows now that the guy isn't going to split because it was 2-1.
The only
when there
thing-
was 3 balls in there, it was 2-1
Yeah.
not split. So a not split guy got out.
But the only thing I have to hope is maybe it wasn't enough for him. So now,
Here-
hey, we're down to 2. Let's split.
And then what I told Jub is if he knew who this Flu guy was, he would say, all right, let's do it this way. If you don't want to split, how about we do this so we both get money? Winner gets $500, second place gets $250 instead of $750 and the other guy gets nothing. I mean, but some guys are greedy that way. It's just like,
But why? But when it was down to like 3, how would you allow to split? Because he knew who the other people were.
you know who they are.
You see their names. I just don't know who they are personally. Like, if somebody saw my name on the board and they knew who I was, then they could reach out to me.
But if it just say some guy that Adam has a friend who lives in Illinois, he's not going to know
exactly,
you.
the guy's name is Flu, but I don't know who that is. I have zero idea who that is.
So you have no idea. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
So if he could find out who it was by chance, Tommy would probably know, I would think. If he could find out and then say, hey, Flu, listen, how about let's do it this way? But I think that's why Adam does it, for the suspense of it. And so
greedy.
Yeah. So chances are, and here's the funny thing, and then we'll move on. And Adam told me the last time they did it, exact same thing happened. It came down to 2, and the guy that did not want to split won. And the poor guy that wanted to split came 74 numbers and then didn't get a penny.
It would be so opposite. It would be
That
so
sucks.
awesome if it was opposite.
Absolutely.
It would be
100%.
It'd be so cool. Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But chances are he's going to get drawn.
You're going to get screwed without a doubt.
Yes.
Without a
Let's-
doubt.
So, but if Flu says something to Adam, Adam's not going to tell him.
No, he'll just wait, and then the video will come out of him drawn, and then you'll sit on pins and needles for like
I like that game though. I've never heard of that game.
Oh, it's a cool thing. I'll turn you on to it next week. Yeah,
please.
It's like the prisoner's dilemma.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Exactly what it is.
But I said there should be a punishment for the guys that are greedy. Like if two guys are greedy and three guys aren't greedy or something, there should be some sort of like if the vote to split outweighs the vote to be greedy and take it all, only the people that chose to split get any kind of money, and the people that didn't choose to split and go and just get their money, they should be eliminated instead of it just carrying on or whatever. I don't know. There should be some sort of punishment.
That's why it's called gambling.
Well,
If you're a believer in a higher power, that's one of the 7. It's greed technically.
So
is one of them. So.
if you see Job's car or truck in front of the church all week next week, you'll know what he's doing.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned.
Knocking on the door and it's locked.
Father Alphabet.
Yeah, but anyway, I hope I get some.
I'm rooting for you, Job. Let's go, Job.
I already got some things picked out if I would win. I got some
Love
things
it.
I'd like to get for the office, but I like always.
Wonder what the odds would be. I'm
plus
I guess
800.
50-50.
Yeah, 50.
I
I'm
guess.
plus 800 to lose.
Schlep rock. Poor guy.
Are you? Generally, do you have good luck?
No.
Okay,
horrible luck.
I knew that was.
You're not going to
horrible
win
luck.
then. Just look at it that way. And then when you win,
Reverse
it's
psychology, Chris. I like that.
Now let me ask you this one last thing. Would you rather get drawn like early on and be done with it and not go through all this?
Yes.
Instead of being the
Absolutely.
74th number drawn out and get nothing.
100%.
Just like the guy that got drawn out third.
I mean,
No, I'll be honest. For $10, I'd like to be at the end. Now, if this was like if we pitched in $1,000,
Oh Jesus.
that would be like I don't know if I
Yikes.
want to. Yeah,
That's like
I'd be
that's
tracking Flu's ass down. I
Right.
guarantee you
You'd
that.
have to stay up. I mean,
I'd be
that
sending
would
some
keep you
folks
up.
to find Flu.
Flew who? Flew Hardy.
Imagine being the first one drawn. Imagine being the
Well,
first.
actually, I think first one out gets
You
something.
should get
Oh,
something.
really?
for the
Yeah,
first-
it's like at a reverse
75
raffle.
cents.
The
probably
first,
get your money back.
the first number out on a reverse raffle gets
Will
like
they get their money
gets-
back or
no,
they-
no. I think they get a nice like $500 or something. The first number out.
Oh, no.
wait,
shit.
but how would that work? If everybody only put $10 in.
No. I'm talking about at
a
a reverse
reverse
raffle where it's $50
I
a
thought
ticket.
you said something
No,
like
I think
that.
they might get $50 or something. I don't know.
Well, speaking of money, I don't know if you've probably kept up with this, and I haven't. But this cop that got fired, they got fired, is now has an OnlyFans making $27,000 a month.
Now,
Wait,
which one was that?
Wait,
The
we-
one that was.
I did.
They're
this
running
for
a
you.
train on that girl.
No, different one.
Oh, a different one.
Different one. Totally different one.
What
but
are we talking about here?
Well,
So this girl that got fired, she's a cop. She now makes she made an OnlyFans account and is making $27,000 a month.
the
Does
reason,
anybody know why she got fired? I'm just curious. I
actually,
didn't-
what was it? Shit. She got busted for having an OnlyFans.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
she got busted. But Chris, the reason why I wrote this down, so I did some investigation. You know what her OnlyFans name is? Filthy MILF.
I did see. Yeah, I did see that.
filthy.
Filthy
Oh,
Saw that on
MILF.
Twitter the other
I said
day.
Mr. Pavlik's gonna fucking love that.
Jesus. Fuck, for $27,000 a month.
Yeah.
I mean,
She probably as filthy as she
Do
wants.
whatever she wants to be.
Yes.
There was some story of some girl that started
Wow.
an OnlyFans,
Filthy,
and within
bro.
the first month, she made like $200,000.
I did see she was on Barstool or something. They were interviewing something like, or who's the fighter?
She's real, yeah.
Yes,
I know
I think
who
she was.
is,
I think she
yeah.
was on that.
But which is just insane.
But they say a lot of the. I think we talked about this on this show. They talked about why there's not. It's not all related back, but why there is a shortage in workers is because of all this website. People can go make money showing their hoo-has and
Yeah.
fucking. I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
I think I'd do it.
Tell you what, that other cop.
You got a
though,
hoo-ha?
You see it? Have you
pretty cool.
have you guys seen the one that Chris was talking about? How ugly that woman is.
Oh, the one that got the train ran.
I
out
mean,
of?
it's pathetic. Those cops should be ashamed.
Well,
I
yes.
swear they
Well, it was
seriously.
probably just an easy piece of ass.
What happened?
It was just an easy piece
It's
of ass.
unbelievable. This woman is
Five of them.
This is
absolutely
great, though.
the ugliest woman. Well, okay, it may be a little.
And her
harsh,
husband's sticking with her.
Hey,
That's a
fucking
good.
dumb. Knows that 5 of her counterparts ran the train on her, and the husband's good. He's
Yeah.
a fucking
but
idiot.
that woman is absolutely
True love. Hey,
disgusting.
In good times and bad. When he's holding up his vows.
Grace after man, oh man, it's like cardboard box. My lord.
Did he participate in it too?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Just five. Wow.
She's not the
Oh,
ugliest.
Job, she's
Wait a
absolutely
second.
disgusting.
Her?
Yes,
Yeah.
she's horrendous.
That is not the
Well,
ugliest
I don't-
person
She is
I've ever
absolutely
seen.
horrendous.
It's not the ugliest girl
If
I've
she
ever
pulled
seen
me
in my
over,
life.
I'd punch her in the face.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Wow, Jared.
It actually makes me mad how ugly she is. It really does, seriously.
Why?
And
Your
those,
standards are-
Wait! Jared, she's not ugly.
she
She's not.
is horrific.
All right.
I'd like to see some pictures of her, like with her hair down, just because.
So, Jared, 18 beers deep, not a shot.
Not a shot. No,
Oh,
no
you're
way.
lying
no
to
way.
yourself.
Wow,
No, I don't
You
Jared.
got
agree.
something against her.
No, okay. Well, the whole situation is just
Crazy.
horrible.
Crazy.
Also, if you knew that your significant other did this, would you
Fucking
stay
done.
Oh my god.
Done.
No, I mean, she had a. No.
Well, here's the
That's
best part
bad.
about it. Remember, do you guys remember our January 3rd show? And I just know because it was after holidays, and we talked about the numbers. Remember, we
Oh
talked
yeah,
about
yeah. Set a number. Yeah.
Here's the deal. I mean, 5 down.
Oh.
5 down in one
That's
fucking
quick.
situation.
That's quick.
Yeah.
Out.
That's
Yeah.
If she does that 2 times, that hits our number.
Yeah, it's
20.
crazy. Yeah.
3 times.
Well, go on to the cops. Let's continue on and talk about
Yeah, there's a
that.
lot of that shit. Wow.
Well, let's talk about the what's his name? What's the dude's name?
Tyree
Tyree.
Nichols.
Tyree Nichols. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And what? So Jeff, you said you have some thoughts on.
Yeah, because the EMTs end up.
That,
3
that
EMTs
was my big. Obviously, the police. We knew why they all got fired. And then there's some other police that weren't there that are getting fired. And I'm not real sure you
Well,
might be able to elaborate.
Yeah,
on
because
that, but-
I saw it. It's so 7 officers.
yeah, it's up to.
now?
It was 5, then
But-
2 more, and then the 3 EMTs. But I didn't understand what they didn't follow protocol or what, Jeff. You
lack of response time. So the fact of the matter, they sat there and watched after even the beating was done, and they did not respond to him right away.
Oh! So it wasn't a matter of them just arriving late.
I think they were there on the scene, and it took them.
What,
a
were
while
they
before
just
even
watching
attended.
it?
I said that's going to be my next question to you guys. If you guys were in the city of Wheeling and were sitting there watching a cop's beat somebody, and you knew you knew the whole story, and you knew that it was wrong. I don't know if I could sit there, man.
Oh hell no.
It'd be tough.
No way.
Yeah, but if they're beating the fuck out of somebody, then they're probably going to beat the fuck out of you.
You're not
Yeah.
wrong. You're not wrong. But if you know the whole story, now if I don't know the story, then at the end of the day, then I'm unfortunately
I don't
probably
know the
sitting there.
story. I
don't
know.
either.
I literally
You know,
have.
he was 2 blocks away from his house.
Wow.
I have no idea.
Why did they pull him
Yeah.
over to begin with?
I
What
think
was it?
I think it was a blinker. It was something stupid. Well, actually, you know what? That is not true. There was somebody that had the same description and same vehicle that either held somebody at gunpoint earlier in the day, and they thought it was him. Something on those lines. Yes.
Why wouldn't they just cuff him and just put him in a car and
Call it a day,
obviously,
man.
I'm sure everybody's asking the same question. I mean,
But that is just that's just.
so the
Disgusting.
EMTs were sat there, watched or whatever,
And then didn't respond enough afterwards after he was technically, because I think he was beaten to submission, like he was comatose.
Wow.
I mean, like, I don't think that cops would beat the shit out of the EMTs. I mean, I doubt that. So I mean,
You made it if they rushed in and
Yeah.
So you, Jeff, you think if they would have said, "Hey, that's enough. We need to get to this guy," but they still wouldn't let him come in, they probably wouldn't have gotten fired.
And actually, I don't even know if that was the case. I think even like when the beating was done, they didn't respond at that time.
Oh, okay.
Like they sat around. I don't know if they were shooting the shit or whatever, but their response time is the reason why. And they're held to a different oath. I mean, at the end of the day, somebody's like that, you got to attend to them quick.
But
So-
but if they would have made an attempt to get in and the cops said no, we're taking care of business, they probably wouldn't have gotten fired.
I think that would be my vote. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff, do you think those EMTs, their careers are over? Do you think they'll ever be able to get a job again?
Because you do in those types of positions, even police officers, those are oath positions that you sign off and a Bible and all that type of stuff. And I don't know. I just think to answer your question, no.
I mean, I couldn't see that because, I mean, say there's another situation and they don't, I mean, you've already seen that they can't respond in a timely manner in one situation, so why can they not do it in another? So
it's a shame. And the sad thing about that is there's such a shortage already with EMTs that's not helping that city at all. I mean, there's 3 people gone. They have a hard time. That is probably, in the big picture, probably the most important medical role and probably the biggest lack of respect are EMTs.
Really?
100%.
Interesting.
Yeah, when I used to work in the ER and stuff like that, they'd bring those guys and they treat them like dicks, man, for no reason.
Yeah.
For no reason at all.
Wow.
I just
they'll be working at McDonald's.
Can you imagine all the stuff that those EMTs see on like a daily basis?
Without a doubt, they first responders. I mean, they're seeing truly the gory of the gory, man.
Especially in a big city.
Big city.
I'm sure they see stuff around here too, but nothing like just on a regular basis in some of those bigger cities.
Takes it one step further. Volunteers. Think about that. Like I actually called when there was that last wreck on Route 2, and like I drove past it, it was just miserable. I mean, it was grossly. And I ended up calling one of our volunteer firemen and just thanking them because, you know, nobody thinks they're the first people on the job that see, and they're not getting paid.
Right.
They're not getting paid, and they see the craziest shit in the world.
Well,
man.
Jeff, I work with a guy. He I think he's a volunteer for, I think it's the Valley Grove one. And remember when they had that rash of wrecks up there, right on the border up there in Pittsburgh Pennsylvania, West Virginia, trucks not slowing down. Well, I think that one of the last ones when I think a husband and wife just got rear-ended and just were mangled to death. And he wouldn't elaborate, but he just said going on that scene was just
horrific.
Yes, exactly. He said it was just, and he wouldn't even really talk about it, but he said it was, and like you said, they're the first ones there. They don't know what it's going to look like.
Not at all.
Oh,
Not at all.
Just awful.
Yeah, really.
And then those people go home and just sleep, and then wake up the next day and do it again.
Do it again. I tell you, there's a couple things on here if you think about. So that was one. So somebody, and this isn't a racial thing, but just so that's one thing. So they beat somebody to death. Then it talks about man throws a Molotov cocktail into a Jersey synagogue. What was the other thing that I seen? There was something else on here. But the moral story, can you imagine having that much hate in your heart?
Yeah, I know.
Like I would just because it's a Jewish community that you're gonna go blow them up. I mean, I can't even fathom that. Right. My worst enemy, I probably even do that.
Do you think they're ever going to? Because people say continue, and more about guns this time, but on the same topic. Do you think there's ever going to be a way to control these mass killings? I don't see how it's going to. What do you, if Chris is a nut and he wants to kill 20 people at McDonald's out in Elm Grove this week, he's going to get a gun, whether he's going to find a way to get a gun and get it in there. It's just, we've got to do something. This has to end. People aren't doing it.
I don't think
what's
you
the
can
answer?
do anything.
You mean as far as the guns?
Yeah, as far as just, the guns and stopping all this.
No,
I tell you one way. We were talking about it off air. The one way to do it is you make an example. So you take that person, you put it on pay-per-view, you charge $4.99, and you just truly do everything possible to make that person miserable and kill them, and have people watch it, and that would make the next person think. I would hands down pay.
Well, and I circled this down here when you're talking about making an example. I don't know where this is. It says cannibal gets life sentence for killing and eating a grinder date. Well, why life sentence?
Just kill him. Why are we paying for it?
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Who can fucking do that?
See, I'm on the other side of that. I think that guy should be locked in somewhere where there's no light, there's no noise, no nothing, and no air conditioning, no nothing, and just let him there keep him alive for as long as you can keep him alive. Don't let him out. Don't let him talk to anybody.
No food, no water, and all that stuff?
Let him eat. You got to keep him alive. You got to, if he's even got an IV him, you got to IV him, lock him down.
Why? Why would you do that?
So he can suffer the rest of his life. Make him suffer.
But I think if you make them suffer while killing them, that's
because I think killing them is a release for them. They're away from everything in the world now. Let them in a room, just lock them in a room. Tie them down and feed them with an IV. Keep them alive, and then just let them live out the rest of their life in solitude. No air, no light, no sound.
Well, yeah, if you had that, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But fuck, some of the conditions they got in these prisons now, it's not really
what
even
would
a
be
big
neat
deal.
too is like the family members of the people that they kill or whatever get a chance to get their revenge on.
I just saw something
that would be so cool.
Mark, I just saw something. This was over in Somalia. A 12-year-old girl was raped and killed by two guys, and the father of the victim. They found those guys. They found who they were, and they sentenced them to death. And he got to pick how they got to kill.
But he should get to be part of it, though. He should get.
But they said then once they killed him, then he went to check the bodies to make sure they were dead. But I'm all for shit. Like
100%.
Absolutely.
Eye for an eye, man. Without a doubt.
I mean, this dude that killed these 4 kids at Idaho. I mean, those parents should get a shot at him.
I totally agree.
They should get a shot at him.
100%.
I guess the only thing that comes down to that is what if just by chance
he's innocent?
You torture a guy and do heinous stuff to him, and then after you find out it's the wrong
Once he's
guy.
found guilty in a court of law, done.
I'll be honest with you. I hear what you're saying.
Sorry about his luck.
But I think at the end of the day, when it's the black and white situations where somebody admits, I just killed my 4 kids, then at the end of the day, but I agree. If it's,
there was a guy that was locked in prison for like,
but what's that percent?
2 decades. But I'm saying, even if it's a one guy though, that'd be the worst thing ever. Like if they,
tough luck.
Like if somebody looked like, but like if somebody looked like me, and then they went and killed 17 people and ate them, and then they come to my house and say, you look exactly like the guy that just was caught. We have 3 people identifying you, and I didn't do anything. And now I'm locked in a cell getting beat up by some kind of
Bubba.
Yeah, like just getting.
I guess it's kind of like the situation with this Tyree Nichols. He was mistaken for somebody.
Yeah,
and got the piss.
But when you talked about hate, I wanted to bring that. How could 5 guys? How could they all be in this one incident? How could they all be so angry and beating the living? Like, what did that guy do to them that all 5 were just enraged to the
Wouldn't
point
one
where
of those guys say, "Hey, enough's enough, guys. That's enough.
We got him subdued.
He's had enough." Well, was the kid a small kid? Like he was
he was a lanky guy.
He was a lanky guy. That's what I would say too. Not some.
And did he didn't have any run-ins with the law before this?
I don't think
guy,
so.
Did he?
No, I don't think he did.
Jeez Louise. Wow.
See, like all 5 of those, they should be locked into a room together on like cots and just stay there the rest of their life. No movement, no nothing.
That actually may happen to these guys because they're going to make example out of these cats too.
They should just give them enough to eat for one guy. And then they have to fight to death for it.
That would be pretty cool.
And I saw something it wasn't too long ago, and I don't know where this was, but there was a prisoner somewhere that was responsible for killing like 2 or 3 guys in that prison because they were child molesters. Or they had killed children or something.
I just seen
and
this
guy fucked them up and killed them.
And the thing about it, he was sitting in front of the judge. He's like, absolutely, I did it. And this is the reason why I did it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you guys think about on something else, news and history? This and you guys being hockey people, the Flyers gentlemen. How do you say that last name? Provorov. Sparks.
All for it. Good for him.
What I guess my question is when does it become?
Oh, he wouldn't come. I'm sorry, he wouldn't come out on the ice. Is that what it was?
He wouldn't have it on his jersey.
He what?
He would.
Oh, that was it.
They
okay.
wore the
I'm
warm-ups for the.
I just wanted to get privy to that conversation. Go ahead now. I'm sorry.
But my question is, why is it good for, I guess, on some circumstances, and it's not good for, like, what he's doing? And here's the thing. I feel like he handled himself very well. He was not derogatory whatsoever. He was not even, he just flat out said, that is just not my cup of tea, and that's not what I believe in.
And even stayed in the locker room. He didn't do the pregame.
It was peaceful. Dumb. Well, I mean, that's his fucking right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're allowed. I mean, other people are allowed to kneel for the flag.
Right.
Or they're allowed to do whatever the case might be. Like, if that's what he wanted,
and
to
that
do,
doesn't mean
that he hates these people,
right? Then he wants all gays to die or something. No, that's just against his religious beliefs. But I guess that makes him a hateful guy. I thought it was great. Did you see his jersey sold out on NHL.com?
Oh, really?
Yep,
Did not.
Sold out. I hope when the next time the Flyers play in Pittsburgh, those people give him a standing ovation. Good for that guy.
So that actually really, to wrap your
head
around
this guy.
But listen to me. So what you just said there. So you just said that jersey sold out. So they always talk about the silent majority. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, that's the great definition of silent majority. When his jersey sells out, that means there's more people that agree with him that don't.
Sure.
But here's the deal. Nobody wants to talk about it. Because automatically you're a hater. You hate this, you hate that, or you, like you said, you want all the gay people to die. That is, people just embellish this fucking
Well, did you
shit.
see, though, the other night, I think the New York Rangers did the same thing, and none of the guys wore the fucking, the whole team said, fuck it, we're not doing it.
Oh, really?
I didn't see that.
I'm pretty sure I read that.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think I dreamt that, but on the comment section that I was reading about the Provorov guy, and everybody was just praising the guy, but there were a handful of people. You should have just went along with it because now the media will come after you and they'll try to ruin your life. But that's what they want everybody to do, just to comply. Like it's easier. I'm not going to face any backlash if I just go through with it. Mm-hmm. So good for him for standing up for what
leadership at its best. I love it.
Yes,
yeah,
I mean it's ridiculous. So I was really happy when that happened, but I haven't heard anything anymore about it as far as if
it kind of has went away. I agree.
If they're bashing the guy, but I think he won a lot of fans.
Well, I mean, don't they get a percentage of their jersey sales? So he's a happy dude.
Right.
100%.
And you know what? A guy like that might just, I don't know what kind of deal they have on, jersey sales, but that guy'd probably donate the money.
Donate it back, yeah.
Absolutely. What do you guys think of the Uber, not Uber, the food guy?
I was going to bring that up.
What is it called?
Uber, DoorDash.
Uber Eats?
Yeah, Uber Eats.
Uber Eats.
The guy that walked on the court.
It
was fake.
Right? But at first when I thought it was real, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. I thought that was
I thought it was real.
I thought that was like unbelievable that dude. But now you see, well, he had a mic on.
Yeah,
right? He had a mic.
Yeah,
100%.
I really thought that the referee had ordered DoorDash
for after the game.
For after the game, and I literally thought that he thought he should bring it up.
Yeah, but how would that Uber Eats driver know that referee was the guy that ordered it?
Well, they could just say a referee at the game.
Yeah, I'd just come to certain place. But now it makes sense, I guess.
But now that you know it's a prank, do you like it? Do you appreciate it? Do you still think it's funny, or do you think that's a danger? That's opening a big can of worms.
I think it's a big can of worms.
Me too.
It would have been a lot better if it was real and the guy was just
I think it would have
lost.
been unbelievable.
Now it's just kind of like, that's not real. It's not that funny.
Kind of dumb.
No,
it's not that funny.
Yeah, it's not, because that could really lead to some issues down the line.
I mean, it's for sure fake.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he had a mic on.
Yeah.
But did somebody actually come on the court? I saw a video.
Yeah,
he was in the corner.
Yeah, he was in the corner.
He didn't walk onto the court, but he walked. Like he cut the corner.
It was down in the corner.
Right where the play was, like where they were.
Because the referee kind of held him off or pushed him.
Yeah, and the announcers, I heard, did you hear the announcers for Duquesne?
That's right, it was Duquesne.
Duquesne, yeah. And they were like, they've seen it, and they weren't playing along with it. They were like stunned that this dude was trying to deliver
They've seen a lot of things. They've never seen that before.
Well, yeah, but what if a guy, like you said, a can of worms, if the next guy that does it walks out to mid-court and does it, and the security guy punches him in the head,
yeah, and
fucking
that's what I'm saying.
him, and he falls, his head
that's what I'm
hits,
saying.
And he's dead on a stupid prank.
Yeah, or somebody comes on the court and a player runs into him and hurts himself.
Right, he gets
that's really dumb, really dumb. Now
was it like organized by whatever?
It was for a YouTube video.
But it was for the college?
Yes, I think it was a college student because all the college.
No, but what I'm saying is, did Duquesne have something to do with it?
No. This guy did this for TikTok or for YouTube.
Oh, okay. Then I mean, I don't think it's I don't see it as that being that big of a deal.
No, it's really, really. Now that I have watched it and realized it's really, really cringe. Like,
well, yeah, I know it's stupid, it's dumb, but I don't think it's going to be like people are going to be running.
Well, now
out
people
on the
might
court.
think, oh, well, I can go viral if I do something dumb like this.
Jarrett.
Yeah,
I mean, if I act like an idiot, walk across the fucking court.
If that dude really was sincere, that would have been one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah, if he really was
sincere and was like, I've never been to a basketball game. I don't know what's going on. The guy wanted the food. I truly thought that he wanted the food, and I didn't know that.
Oh, you mean so a guy that was totally clueless?
Clueless.
That never followed sports?
Well, I couldn't even champ, not even champ. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what kind of guy.
Is somebody not aware of sports, like the situation surrounding the game?
Yeah,
right. And he's got a job to do, and they wanted the food there, and he just can't.
And he doesn't know that you can't do that.
Right,
okay,
right. He'd be unaware that he's interrupting the game. He's just getting the food.
He's doing his job.
Doing his job. Okay. I thought that would have been one of the greatest things in all of sports because I could relate to like that kind of behavior.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not. You guys know what I mean.
Yeah. That was.
Hey, you know who didn't have to try to go viral?
Who?
The 6-pound giant toad from Australia, Toadzilla, found in Queensland, Australia. 6 pounds. You seen this guy yet? He's absolutely massive.
Pleasantly
Look
plump.
at that guy.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely huge.
They call him Toadzilla?
6 pounds. Toadzilla, found from Australia. That's one place Nick said he'll never go in his life is Australia.
That is scary if that came up out of the weeds.
What?
Jesus.
Well, it takes like a whole day to get there.
Wonder if it could, it hurt you.
No, toads. I mean, they bite, but they don't.
They're peaceful.
Why? If he could jump high.
Wait, you know toads are peaceful?
He can't.
Why are they fighters?
No, I don't
are
know.
they aggressive? I don't know, but
Didn't you ask that about pigs?
The
a long
pigs,
time
yeah,
ago?
that was a long time ago.
That was like
pigs.
one of the first couple of shows.
Yeah,
that was a long
pigs,
time.
good fighters.
I'll tell you this, Jeff, and I think I mentioned this last podcast about the lady feeding the guy to the pigs. Did I say? Did I tell you about that?
I don't think so.
Or did I tell you? Were you here?
I don't remember who was. I was on for that. I don't remember.
Well, we
who
were talking
was.
about what they should
I
do
think
with
Matt
people.
was here. Yeah, I think Matt was on.
I listened to this police interrogation where they really, really cool, and I mentioned it on the radio. Actually, it's called.
That's okay. You told me
it's
this.
called Explore with Us or JCS Criminal Psychology. Incredible stuff. If you're interested in crime and police interrogation stuff, the way that these policemen and interrogators manipulate these, not manipulate them, but use psychology to get answers out of these people is absolutely incredible. But they had this lady, I can't remember where it was from. She was like in her late 60s, maybe early 70s, and she had this giant farm. It was disgusting. Like, it had just stuff everywhere. And she would have dudes or whoever come over a year, and like hundreds of people come over throughout her life and help her for a little while. And while they were there, she'd kill them. And they caught this guy, and she shot this dude, fed him to the pigs while he was still alive, and they found the guy's like leg on the farm, and they found out that she killed a bunch of other, and she admitted that she killed a bunch of other people on that farm. And the only thing she was worried about is what they were going to do to the pigs. What do you think they should do to that lady that admitted to feeding her?
Same thing.
Feed her to the pigs.
Feed her to the pigs.
Yeah.
100%. Eye for an eye.
They said so.
Yummy.
So, but what was great about that was she got arrested, life in prison, and they personally went into the prison and told her that they euthanized those pigs, and she went nuts. And it's just
Really?
Did they actually?
yeah, they killed them. Yeah,
Oh, they don't
Killed all the
deserve
pigs.
that.
Yeah, I know, but but it was good.
That
just
was their way to get back.
get back at her.
Did you watch all this?
Yeah.
You watch some really intriguing things. That's
Hey,
It's better than watching the NFL.
No,
It's better than
you know
watching
what?
stupid
Chris-
football all day.
I got your back.
Jesus.
I agree.
hey, Job. I saw the one on there about the monkey.
Yeah,
I did see
in
that,
London.
yes.
What was he?
He was. I'll look it up real quick, but he's endangered. He was born in London. Let me see. I'll look
endangered
it up.
chimp, born in England Zoo.
There it is, yeah.
Yeah, we got some. I don't know if they can see him on camera, Job. The monkeys on the shelf up there.
Yeah, no, I wish we could do like a little video, like move the camera around. But we have shelves with all of our stuff that's on this usual set in the summertime. But we
Sounds
got
like
some.
a children's book, The Monkey on the Shelf.
I was saying the same thing.
But yeah, I'm looking up the details.
Wait,
about-
while you're looking that up, did you guys see this? Gecko travels 3,000
That's
miles
crazy, man.
from Egypt to the UK in a strawberry package. This reminds me, I saw this thing. This kid and I think it was India, was playing. They were playing hide and seek, and he hid in a shipping container and fell asleep. The shipping container closed and
shit.
that sailed off, and that he went to.
Wait, whoa! It was a kid?
Yes, a kid. They played hide and seek. He went into a shipping container, fell asleep, and woke up in a different country.
Where is he playing around shipping containers?
We're like in the port, like in a port city,
Guys.
and he
Guys,
woke
I'm
up
done.
in a different city. I
quit.
want to say it was like India, and he went to like Malaysia or something, and woke up, and
Jesus.
they said he was like he almost died because he
Can I
didn't have
come
any
out
food or
now?
water.
I know. I'm sorry, guys.
It was like
Kinda
6.
sad.
I think he was like traveling. He was in there for like 6 days. I
Oh,
think.
fuck. He is lucky to be alive.
Why is
Hey,
the ground
Well,
moving?
he won,
Hey,
though, right?
best hide and seek guy ever.
Yeah,
he had to won.
Yeah, he had to win.
You know, this is so not funny, but this is funny. I used to work with this is so not cool. This is where I used to work
Yes,
with
it
a
is.
dude.
I
Yeah,
can tell it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
used to work with a dude with Tourette's.
Oh boy.
Okay, but but it is what it is. But he did the kind of thing, like the noises. And I'm not making fun of it, but I remember some dude was just so pissed at him that day because he was kind of a dickhead too. And he walked in, and he was like, you'd be fucking horrible at hide and seek.
Jesus.
There was a dude that parked that had Tourette's, and all he did was all day was yell, fuck, 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 fuck. It was unbelievable. It
Do you
was
think so?
I mean,
It was in,
That- well, no,
all
that-
just all of a
that's
sudden,
real.
Fuck.
It is real.
That's 100% real.
No, it's
not like
true.
And I gotta feel bad for those people
It's
because
horrible.
you can't
No,
live a normal life. Like
not
you
even
couldn't
close.
go eat
That's a good one,
food,
though.
but there are people, and they've caught them on TikTok that are pretending to have Tourette's, and they pretend that they have the syndrome, and people rip them apart because they're pretending to have what they don't really have, which
Yeah.
is just stupid.
Well, that's
Horrible, though.
right. I was going to
Horrible.
say, like, if you just wanted to pretend. Like,
yeah, you
I
could
got
just
Tourette's.
if nobody knew me and I went somewhere, I could pretend that I
think
had it.
I think they've got treatment now for that. I think there's something they can do because I know this kid I felt sorry for him. He would just sit there and just fuck, and it was he couldn't help it. So anyway.
Well,
Good
real
one,
quick
Jeff.
before we go to break here, the conservationists at Chester Zoo in Cheshire, England, are celebrating the birth of a chimp, the rarest chimp born at UK Zoo, offering hope for critically endangered animals. Mom Zizi safely delivered the chimp on December 9th. And let me see if we have a name for him yet. We don't have a name for him yet. Maybe we can come up with a name for him.
That's a good idea.
There was a thing
Can we
where-
adopt him
Can you
Yeah,
imagine
The
the
show
elephant here?
mascot.
from afar. I'm saying as you do
like,
the
yeah.
whales
He's like
and
our
stuff
pen
that.
pal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like save the elephants.
Yeah,
those kind of-
it's,
yeah. All right.
All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe if I find his name, I'll bring it up later. But we're gonna take a quick break. Go take a pee, get a water, or if you're driving, I don't know, roll the windows down. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, and we want to hear from you. Send us feedback, questions, or topics you'd like us to discuss to contact@thepineroompodcast.com. Look, we might not be the best podcast out there, but I know one thing for certain. There's sure as hell ain't anyone better. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast. Well, we're back here in the studio, and we were talking about some stuff during the break, but we want to hit some This Week in History. But first off, thank you to Matt, of course, for printing all this stuff off. Well, not
Thank
printing
you,
it off,
Matt.
but putting
Yeah,
all
hope
the,
he's enjoying
the-
his night off. He
content-
deserves it.
Well deserved.
Yeah, putting all the content for us together.
What do you think Matt's doing right now?
He is
Watching horse racing.
Yes.
Uh,
Probably too late for soccer.
Yeah. Well,
At least the English
I'm
Premier.
not sure about that, Jeff, but I would say definitely horse racing.
What's Matt's dinner tonight? Matt's gonna have spaghetti.
Hello Fresh. He'll have a
No, yeah, all right.
Spaghetti? No spaghetti.
What's he do? He did, home chef or did
Oh,
he
is he,
switch
yeah,
to-
no, I think he is home chef.
Yeah.
Who
I
cooks
wanna-
in that household? Actually,
What?
Who cooks in that
Oh,
household?
jeez.
I'm not trying to be. I didn't know. Well, I know that. But here's the deal. He
Ace
may have
doesn't
some
have time.
Ace doesn't have time. But
Ace is busy. Ace is in love. Ace is in
Yeah, good
big
for Ace,
time
though.
love.
Good
Man, they
for
were
him.
down at the club the other day. They were holding hands and kissing, and I was like,
good for him.
wow. Yeah,
God,
good-
when she
good for
came
him.
over to
Good for him.
She took great care of us over at Abby's
She's
on
a
Sunday.
doll.
When she come over, like
you know her, Jeff?
I met her once and she seemed sweet, but I
she's-
didn't.
he put his
Listen,
arm around
he
her.
outkicked his coverage by a ton.
he listens to every one of these, so you can
Shout out to Ace.
Well, I'm saying I'm complimenting him. I'm saying he
Good for
outkicked
him.
his coverage, and I hope it works out for him because she's a good girl.
Yeah, she
Good
seems
for
like
him.
a keeper.
And
Good
Ace
for him.
takes good care of her. Ace takes good care of her. So anyway,
Good man, Ace.
well, yeah, I would say Matt's. I wanted to hit on Home Chef real quick. No, not Hello Fresh. I did. Have you guys eaten those?
No, sir.
I do home
This is
home
hilarious.
chef, and it's a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass.
I fucking hate
Listen,
them.
I swear to
Jesus.
No,
This is
listen.
bad. No, it is. This is fucked up.
You dump that bag out and there's a million things, and I look on it says prep time 5 minutes. I said there's no goddamn way. There's 15 different things. That's you could have the Bobby Flay. He couldn't get that ready in 5 minutes. And I listen.
What was it?
Honest to God, it was a day. I was going to go to the Lindsley Union Local girls basketball game. I was going to go. I texted Scott Goodnight and said I'm going to come out because I want to see I want to see Lindsley too. I started, and the game was at 7:30. I started that Hello Fresh at 5:30. I said, prep time 5 minutes. I'll stretch it to 10 or 15. Listen, at 6:30, I was still making a meal, and I still had to peel and make mashed potatoes. I was so mad. I was exhausted by the end of the
He was. I went to Kroger. I drove all the way to Kroger and then got Starbucks, got something else at Kroger, came home, and you were still fucking with it. It was like 45 minutes, and he came back, and there was shit all over the kitchen.
I had 12 dishes, different sauces, because it was a hot, sort of a spicy meal, so their mother, my wife, doesn't like anything spicy, so I had to sort of break it up into two different things. And no, it was
like
I would like to
Legos.
do it. I'll do it, and I want to see if it's actually as bad as you think it is.
That's why Matt cooks all the time.
Chris, have you had them?
Well, Mark, I'll go on. I'll get reminders on my email, and I can go in and just cancel every week. Well, I forgot to cancel, so I just got 4 last Wednesday. I've made 1. I'm like, I'm just going to throw the rest away. It's just too much of a pain in the ass.
That's what my mom does. She forgets to cancel the subscription, so now they send us 4 more, and now we have the whole fridge stocked.
I will say this about it: once you get it done,
They're great.
it is.
And
really
the
good.
portions are fair.
And everything is fresh, and you can tell. The vegetables are fresh. The potatoes are. It's not like something you buy at the store.
But here's why I think
It is
that you struggled so much with that. Those dishes are so out of left field, like random dishes. They're nothing that you would have ever made before.
No.
So you're totally in the dark. And you have to read those instructions step by step. So just reading the instructions guarantees takes up more time than even cutting an onion.
And then it's like daunting. Like there's like 6 steps, and each step there's like these little ingredients. And I missed the total ingredient. I said, wonder what this is for. It was back on step 3, and I missed the whole thing putting it in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
you got to follow it step by step.
And honestly, it's almost because my wife told her boss, who gets in too, about it, and he said he and his wife double team it because it's almost impossible to do it by yourself and do it efficiently because it's hard.
Wait to hear now.
I don't know. I mean,
You guys have never tried them?
Never.
You're used to cooking things that you know.
Don't do it.
I disagree.
I would like you to try it just to see. I'd like to get your opinion.
Okay. All
They're
right.
good meals.
No, I didn't. I'm not arguing it. They're delicious.
But what do you expect them to take?
But why do they say 5 minutes? The prep time 5 minutes. The prep time for me was at least 45.
Does it also tell you the difficulty? Because mine will say intermediate.
I didn't see that.
Easy, intermediate, difficult.
I missed that. It's probably
Definitely
very,
difficult.
very difficult.
Extreme.
How do they come packaged? They come in
Big
like a dry
box.
ice kind of
Vacuum.
thing?
So
Vacuum seal? Okay.
they come in a big box, and they're separated into these brown paper bags. And
Bless you.
they're so fresh that they don't even
Sorry,
need
everyone.
to. I mean, I'm assuming they put some sort of cooling agent in there for like meat and stuff, but everything is individually wrapped and packaged so that when you take it out, it's labeled so you know exactly what you need for the thing. And I haven't made them, but I've eaten them, and every meal that I've had, I've not had a bad meal from that yet.
And it's good.
My mom makes it's like a Chinese style meatball, like with some kind of sauce on it on rice. Really good.
Well, I guess that was my hot pit. Sorry, guys.
No, I
Pretty
agree
hot
with
pit
you
is
on
hell.
that.
All right. Well, let's go to This Week in History.
All right. Well, Cooley's not here, so
we'll lead us off with that.
we'll lead off with that. January 30th, 1933, Cooley's boy appointed Reich Chancellor of Germany. Hitler appointed Reich Chancellor of Germany. Just to preface, Cooley's not a fan of Hitler. We have just slotted him into reading Hitler things because it was the first thing he ever read.
Didn't he just get hired as the Carolina head coach?
Hitler?
No, Reich.
Oh.
Frank.
Yeah, Frank Wright.
Frank,
Yeah, right.
Huh. That's interesting. He must be old.
I thought Hitler probably died. He's been dead
He
for a
said
while.
Hitler.
That's what I thought you meant.
Hitler's
Hitler's been
Carolina's-
dead for almost 100 years now.
Hitler's Carolina's coach.
The Reich.
Let's see. Chris, you got a good crime gang.
Well, I saw that on there. No, I liked it. Well, not like, but February 5th, 1991, Michigan court bars Dr. Jack Kevorkian from assisting in the suicides of terminally ill patients. And I disagree with that.
That was actually going to be mine, Chris.
I think we've
sorry.
talked about it.
No need to apologize. No.
I think we've seen this on here before.
Or
'cause
we
I think
talked about
Yeah,
it.
I
we've
think we did
talked
talk about it.
Yeah, because it was way back when we started it.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been around, seen loved ones and friends and people died that are terminally ill. Why not? I mean,
100%. What do you guys, honestly, around the room, what do you think, Jubber?
It depends. I always. I know that they'll probably never ever come out with a cure with some of the stuff that's in, just because people like money. But I always think that what if I had something and I'm gonna die in 2 months? So I say, okay, I'm just gonna get it over with now, kill me now, and then in 2 months they come up with a cure, and then
I get that.
I'm up there.
But what about are you?
Well, you're back to the guy that committed the crime that they found the wrong guy now.
What? Well, you never know. It's like gambling. You guys are all gamblers. You never know.
So in this situation, they're going to give you exactly 2 months to live.
And I found some rare disease out of Madagascar.
Let's just say, so on the 59th day they found the cure, but they're already going to put you to death.
Yeah.
Or not?
I died the day. I said in 2 months.
So you die
before
on 60 days. In 61, they come up with the cure.
61, they come up with a cure. Well, you don't know that though.
Jared, what do you think?
About what he just said?
No. No, just about Kevorkian's ways.
I mean, hey, if you want to shut it down, I guess.
Marcus?
I'm 100% behind Dr. Kevorkian.
Yes.
100%.
You want to shut it down?
Now, I know for a fact you have told me before. I said if I had such and such, I would just want. And then I know for a fact you said, well, what if they come out with a cure?
I don't ever remember saying that.
I'm telling you.
Well, if I did, I'd change my tune. But that had to be a long time ago. I've watched people, family members, my next door neighbor, that quality of life is what I'm talking about here. So, Jeff, what's your...
I'm 100%. And I know, here's the deal. I'm a big believer that life is very precious. And I know that I'm not the most ideal person to talk to when it comes to the whole suicidal things. But I think when you do it when you're terminal and there's no cure, why go through the suffering? Why put the person through it? Why put the family through it? I guess I'm kind of confused. I know a lot of people, a lot of religious think that you're not supposed to take it out of God's hands, all that type of stuff. But my God, and I agree with what you said, Mark. I've watched too many people, man, just miserable
life.
It's just horrible. Absolutely.
They just exist.
Well,
they just exist.
They just exist.
Well, hey, him in the field he's in, he sees. I'm sure you see it every day.
Gross.
And I went out when our next door neighbor was in there. I went up to that place and I just see people just laying there, just laying there.
Well, I think
their heart's still beating.
Existing.
Definitely for older people, I think for sure. But because, if you're 89 and you're on your way out, you're on your way out anyway. So I think you could be able to choose. But I think if I'm 25 and something happens to me, I don't know. I think.
Hey, hold on. You're not wrong there, though. You're not wrong. You're not wrong there. So if you're young, but here's what I will tell you: that if you're 25 and you tried everything, and then you're at that point, and then I'm either going to go through another round of chemo or another round of radiation. I know now that's not going to work. But I agree with you.
I think there should be stipulations on it. Like if I go in and I get diagnosed with something, I can't just go, all right.
Yeah.
But my question is, whose call should that be?
Yours.
Okay.
100%.
So when you say stipulations, you think some kind of medical entity should determine on what those could be?
Well, I think there should be a stage of where, like, if you get to a certain, if you've gone through obstacle, yada, 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 and you're still, headed down, I think you should be able to call it after a certain...
But what if you're not cognizant? What if you're not able to?
Oh, well, no, then that's... Well,
it'd be like in a living will. It'd have to be like in a living will.
Well, you'd have to write that down somewhere or have it somewhere.
Definitely. Because there's people laying out there that couldn't literally make that decision at this point. But if it's in their living will, then when is that time? So
I'd say
there's a lot to be said.
Like what if say I got hit in the head with a hammer or something and I'm in a coma.
Okay.
And I've been in a coma for 6 years. And you guys say, all right, we're going to shut it off. And then what if I would have came out of it and...
But that happens, though.
It does.
It does, without a doubt.
We're ready to inject you and you go... What are you guys
doing? No. You just put it.
And you guys say,
"Oh, hey guys,
where are we going to eat? Where are we going to eat?"
Man, I tell you what, we started this conversation back about you not having any luck.
Yeah.
Fuck, you're not wrong.
Yeah, shit.
That's what had happened. Yeah. Man.
Well, but one of you two just mentioned that about you don't want your family to if you got ALS. fuck that. I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, you know what? I don't disagree. Chris.
You have zero chance.
Zero chance.
Well, like I said, I think it should be a after a certain time there should be a cutoff where you can make that decision. I think that's for sure.
But I mean, I just would have to figure out a way to do it.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
I think you should. I think you should be able to choose how you go. I think that'd be cool.
Well, I'd rather do it on my terms. I don't want my kids to have to see me like
or have to take care of me.
Right,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
and put the burden on them.
Yeah,
there's Frank,
tough,
right?
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
sad. That's sad.
Hey guys, here's one, the next to the last one down there. We just watched
I was going to bring that one up.
We just watched the first one of that the other night. One of the greatest sporting events ever.
What is it?
Andre the Giant.
Well, yeah, read it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. Oh, so
You're
people
enforcing the rules here,
people
Jared.
couldn't read this. Sorry. Yeah, Andre the Giant defeats Hulk Hogan in a rematch of WrestleMania 3. But we watched the very first one. Was that WrestleMania 1, Chris, or 2?
No. I thought that
It was a
WrestleMania.
Rematch of WrestleMania 3.
Oh,
Was
so
it the choke slam?
we watched WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 3 was when Hulk beat Andre.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
probably-
That's the one we watched.
Yeah, we
after
watched
Friday.
3.
Ricky Steamboat beat.
Flair?
No,
Savage.
Macho Man.
Yeah, Savage.
Oh,
it was a choke slam.
Choke slam.
Jeff,
okay.
yeah.
No, it wasn't a choke. It was a power bomb.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
and then
He
he
lifted him up.
And then he
Okay.
the leg drop on his head.
Chris,
right?
what they say the attendance was at that particular match?
Which one?
The Andre the Giant. Which one was 90,000?
That was in
That was
Pontiac.
that one, I think.
Pontiac Silver, 93,000.
Was that at the Andre and Hulk Hogan?
And that's when Hogan slammed him.
Yeah, 90,000
You know, it's
people.
funny about this, too. Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, probably the two most recognizable and biggest wrestling personalities ever, were two of the worst wrestlers ever.
Oh, yeah,
They were
definitely.
they were just-
Well, Andre just stood. He never did anything.
Because
Yeah.
he wasn't athletic.
He
in
was
the
like
No.
flying. He wasn't like Rey Mysterio.
Well, Hogan didn't. He had two moves. He'd punch a guy and he'd do a leg drop.
Did you hear about him? They say they went to do something with his
surgery?
back, and they cut a nerve, and now he has
Yeah,
no
he
feeling.
didn't feel his
feeling in
legs.
his legs.
Yeah,
Oh.
terrible.
Is that a permanent?
I don't know.
That's got.
Yeah, I just saw that last week.
Hopefully they can
that
fix
attendance.
it.
Yeah.
The capacity crowd announced was 93,173 people.
That was a big deal back in the day.
I think
though.
about that time it was the largest indoor
might
crowd
be
in
right.
history.
right.
I think.
You might be
Wasn't
right.
it,
Bobby
Mark?
the Brain was his manager, wasn't he?
He was the best.
Yeah, he
well,
was.
I don't know. Lou Albano was man. Lou Albano was a tactician. He was.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
He was.
You said that
Tactician.
that would be the number one event you'd ever go to in your life.
If back in the day, if I could have went to that particular WrestleMania, I would have paid a lot of money.
Well,
to
that
go
was
to see
like when one of the greatest lines I ever heard Lou Albano said. He said Jimmy Snuka had the brain of a dehydrated pea, and he said if you put if you put that in a parakeet's his brain inside of a parakeet, the parakeet flies backwards. He said it on David Letterman. It's hilarious.
I've never heard that before.
Yes.
Where have I?
The brain of a
and we
dehydrated
watched
pea.
BB.
that particular
The
night
dehydrated BB, I mean.
too. We watched one of the funniest things in WWE or WWF.
That was
F
after
then.
that.
WWF annals. The Butcher Vachon, and who was
Paul
his,
Butcher, Ophelia.
Ophelia, the wedding, and then the reception was that.
They're
That's
just like a bingo.
If you haven't
hall.
watched it, just Google Butcher Vachon wedding on YouTube and you'll find it. It's
Yeah, and
insane.
Who was the guy that was talking to the
Lord Alfred Hayes.
when he had the veil in front of her face and he said
Dr.
you
Schultz,
do he said when a man has a flat tire, who fixes it? And she says he does.
Yeah.
He says no, you do.
And then he lifted. He had her veil down. He said, "I get that thing out of here." And then he lifted up. And then he went, "I put that back down."
We never did see her.
No.
It's always in front of her face. Hey, this is amazing.
Well, yeah, real quick, Jared. I want to. The largest crowd in the history of sporting events was the Indianapolis 500, an estimated 400,000 in attendance.
Listen,
Oh, wow.
I went to a NASCAR
Wow.
race there. That's one of the worst tracks I ever was at in my life. I hated it. Everybody
Where?
talks Indy.
You went to the Brickyard?
Yeah, it was terrible.
I went there and it was terrible.
Terrible. That's what I say. You can't see.
I saw it was either Earnhardt or Jeff Gordon. It was the second one. Our seats were great, but you couldn't.
You can see when they go right in front of you. You can't see the backstretch. You can't see the turns.
Which Super Bowl was held at the Rose Bowl?
Probably the first one.
No.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Why
I don't know
the largest
Roman numerals.
that was probably like 100,000.
What's it say? What's it say? I know Roman numerals.
Oh, Super Bowl 14.
That would have been
the Raiders.
Those aren't tough Roman
XVI,
numerals there.
or XIV.
XIV?
Yeah, you wouldn't know that.
I wouldn't know.
Oh boy,
Who's that? Was
103,985.
Raiders and Vikings. Raiders Vikings.
It doesn't tell me, but it's in Pasadena in California.
XIV? Didn't know that one.
No.
Wow. What's XVI?
Throwing shade at you. I love it.
XVI. Oh.
I don't know.
Take a stab.
I don't know.
Well, if 14 is
So it'd be 16.
so, what's
right?
X? So
16?
yeah.
Jerry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say on February 1st, 1992, Barry Bonds signs highest single-year contract in MLB history at the time, $4.7 million with the Pirates.
That's a joke.
Which
now.
is just
Just a
unbelievable
joke.
to say.
That's like scum money now in the MLB,
Oh my
right?
God! If you said Aaron Judge gets $4 million, they would ride.
He gets like $4 million per at bat.
I was going to
blow
say
up the
probably
Bronx.
at bat. Probably every AB probably makes about $4 million. You think Bond should be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He cheated.
No.
No, he cheated.
You
He
think-
was.
what do
He
you say,
was.
Jeff?
He
No.
was Hall of Fame before he even.
Yeah, that's
No, bullshit. He cheated. He intentionally cheated. Bullshit.
Jeff,
No.
what do you say?
Well, here's the deal. I agree with you, Jubber. He did teach, but I mean, he's cheat. But does really taking steroids make you hit a ball?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes. It does make you hit a ball, but if he makes contact, he might go from hitting a line drive in the gap to hitting a ball 6 miles out of the stadium.
Can't disagree with that, but it still has to make contact. For
Yeah,
that to
Yeah,
happen.
but it could be a fly ball to right field.
True. And the other thing is, the only thing is that he recovers better than anybody else.
Yeah.
With the steroids.
yeah.
So
I
can
mean,
see that
it's a
side.
tough one.
That's a
I
tough
think
No.
Pete Rose,
And-
1,000,000% should
Because
be in the
that
Hall.
doesn't
100%.
affect his
Yes,
game.
I
That
agree.
doesn't
I
affect him.
know.
Yeah.
Did you
Pete
see
Rose-
Pete
But
Rose?
that
was
was
the
the
first,
number one rule, though, right? That's like the mortal sin of baseball.
literally.
But I agree.
Absolutely hate A-Rod. I wish he wasn't allowed to come back.
Why
to
do you hate
baseball.
him?
Because he cheated. He cheated. He
Yeah, I know.
intentionally cheated. He took steroids to influence the way he plays the game.
It is
He
amazing,
should
though,
never be allowed to play again.
how he has totally turned his image. People love him now because he's an analyst on ESPN. He's
yeah.
Fuck
I
him.
mean,
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he is. He is.
he does. I really do like listening to him, though. He has some really, really good.
But why should anybody
Insight.
listen to him when he's a cheater?
I mean, he still was a professional baseball player. He still has really good insight.
We all
But
make
he's still a
mistakes, Job.
cheat. Oh yeah, but yeah,
Forgive,
but
like you
no,
always
Yeah,
say.
It
O.J.
makes a
Simpson
difference.
made a mistake.
But he's
Forgive.
cheating and he's making millions of dollars.
O.J. Simpson.
But
That's
that's,
what
like
that was
saying.
gonna be my next
but
one.
that's
Oh,
like if OJ come onto a talk show now, everybody loves OJ.
It
He
would
was
be
good.
fun.
He was good.
Alex
making guns.
Rodriguez didn't
Yeah.
kill anybody.
Yeah, but he might as well have. He cheated and made millions of dollars. How is that fair? How is that? At
He
least
said
OJ.
he may
Might
as well. have.
A-Rod might as well have shot Derek Jeter.
Because A-Rod cheated. A-Rod's already making millions and millions and millions of dollars. Now he's cheating to be better at a game so he can make more money. I think he's absolutely worthless. I hope he should be locked in prison with the rest of those.
Jeez, wow, job.
Well, let me ask. You probably don't even know who he is nor care. Can we agree that Scott Rowland doesn't belong in the Hall of
Jeez
Fame?
Louise.
Man,
That's a stretch there, man.
Fuck, a stretch. My God. The guy never fucking led the league in anything. He
Yeah,
got
that's a
Rookie of the
stretch.
Year, and that was it.
Who's
I
the
saw
worst?
they-
Is he the worst guy in the Hall of
Well,
Fame?
they're just starting to put guys in
Yeah.
now that
Yeah.
are just were good players.
He did win some gold. But it's amazing, though. Amazing. I was looking, though, Chris. He won, I think, 10 Gold Gloves. I think it's 10. Nolan Arenado's won, I think, 4. He can't be that. It can't have been that many. Maybe. But Nolan Arenado's won significantly more than him, and he's still. I mean, he's.
Yeah, but
Wow.
is he
Which
going to
is-
be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, Arenado.
You guys are not going to like this. I just looked up the least deserving. The least deserving
Hall of Fame
Hall
member.
of Famers.
Bill
in the MLB.
Mazeroski.
Number one.
Well,
Bill
he should be.
Mazeroski.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
But what he did was famous. It's
Yeah.
called a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I mean,
So do you guys think there should be criteria that has to be met, like buckets of criteria, and if you don't meet those buckets of criteria, you're never in?
Or it's just like, well, like Chris said, what you do has an impact on the sport that you play, like that is probably one of the most iconic things to ever happen.
What's the only time it's ever happened?
Well,
in Game 7.
oh, with
A walk-off homer to win Game 7.
And that, to me, qualifies you to the Hall of Fame.
well,
Yeah,
I don't
I
even
think
know.
so.
Maybe even if he's not in the Hall of Fame, have like a like a little thing in the Hall of. I've never been to the place, but where he's acknowledged for one of the most. You're right.
Like I'm not a sports fan, but I know what Bill Mazeroski did.
What if it would have been a pinch hitter that played like in 32 games the whole year?
I guarantee you, people would know his name. I guarantee you,
but do you
people
think
would know
he should
his
be in the
name.
Hall of Fame?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
But that's
I
like
don't know
saying,
about
but
that.
that's like you could name. I could not tell you a guy like you just said. What? Who'd you say?
Scott Rowland.
I couldn't tell you one thing he did. I could tell you that
He didn't do a whole lot.
That Mazeroski hit the home run.
Is R.A. Dickey in the Hall of Fame?
No.
He was on the fucking ballot though. How could he be on the ballot?
There are some of those names on the ballot are amazing.
Is Derek Jeter's in the Hall of
Yes.
Fame? Of course, because he's
The
you know
golden
him.
boy.
Well, the guy said I read a comment. The guy said, "Never once when I was watching Scott Rowland play did I think that I was watching a Hall of Fame."
Yeah, and that's a good point.
That's what I mean, and I agree.
Number 2, who's Lou Brock?
Yeah, he's stolen base guy for the Cardinals.
Leadoff hitter. He's
3,000 hits and broke the all-time record
Yeah,
for
see, what-
stolen bases.
They said
Why
he's
is
not.
that
He's not
deserving?
deserving. Jesus, he said he's not deserving. God, 3,000 hits.
Well, how about this? Like, I'm trying to compare apples to apples. Like when they define the MVP in the NFL, like how do they bucket that? Like, do you guys think like the MVP, should it be truly the MVP of the league, or should it be, okay, if I take Chris Pavlik off the Eagles, will the Eagles be the same team without them?
I would say probably just the best performer stats wise.
Most
I would
valuable
think.
player.
I don't
I
know.
think that's
Or
kind of,
most
I guess
outstanding player.
well, does he have value on the team?
well, that's kind of like, because I don't know, because it's always gonna be, I don't know. I'm trying to just compare apples to apples with that.
Isn't there something that's just like a popularity contest?
Like the All-Star game.
All-Star definitely?
Well,
But
and
don't
I think
MVP
something
is-
again, like with the Scott Rowland thing. You said he had 8 or 10 Golden Gloves, but guys like him, they just, he's known for a good glove, so he's like the de facto. I'll just give it to him again.
Yeah.
I mean, they do
Yeah,
that a
you're
lot
right.
of time.
Yeah.
Those people were just playing with their dicks last year, talking about fucking Brian Hayes, like the greatest fielder
Yeah.
third.
Yeah,
Wait, isn't
Well, they got O'Neal Cruz already in the Hall of Fame.
because he's got a strong arm.
Right. But every third throw
easy
goes
now.
in the bleachers.
Well, thankfully they got the netting on.
Right.
now.
Didn't Key Brian Hayes? Didn't he not do something?
He was pulling seeds out of his pocket when there was
Yeah,
a runner
fucking
coming
See,
out.
that was unbelievable.
If you do
Unbelievable.
something like that, that should immediately disqualify you from any award.
Well, he didn't win anything.
just being dumb.
He
Just
stinks.
being an
Well,
idiot.
did he also? Who also had the fucking phone?
That was
Rodolfo Castro.
That'll be
yeah.
our starting second baseman,
Yeah,
Jeff.
he actually is pretty good though.
Man, he might not. What about that Bay guy?
Hit me up on my
Yeah,
celly,
wait,
yo.
Who?
Isn't there like a Chinese?
Oh, G1 Bay. Yeah, G1 Bay.
He
He'll
might
pl-
be good,
He'll
but-
play.
Wait,
Yeah, he'll
didn't
play
we
around
get-
a little bit.
G-Man?
G-Man. We got there's
Is
a
he
lot
playing?
of actually.
we're
really,
loaded.
Yeah.
really cool. Actually, a lot of Asian players.
I really did enjoy watching G-Man play, and the highlights that I watched him play, I actually really did enjoy watching him
He's
play.
cool. He'll be good for the Pirates.
Is he
Him
first?
and Carlos.
He'll play
Santana.
first base. Santana will be DH.
I love a big first
A
base.
lot of lefties.
Pedro
He'll
Alvarez.
get 30 home runs and 100 RBIs out of that position.
Who? G-Man?
Him and Carlos Santana.
Oh yeah, them.
Didn't he play
Yeah,
music?
Connor Joe.
Well, I tell you, Chris,
Oh, Connor Joe.
Chris
How
and
the fuck you know
look,
Connor Joe?
These two guys are sitting.
Because I read an article today. They said he's going to probably make the 40-man roster.
That's unbelievable.
These two guys are sitting on the same couch together because they're drinking the same pirate juice that they think the
Hey,
Pirates
didn't
are.
Carlos Santana, wasn't he a musician?
Yeah, he had a
still is.
mustache.
He's still,
And he played in the MLB?
No.
Oh Lord!
No,
yeah,
his
fucking-
So what's
This
the
guy,
Pirates
Matt.
total?
67 and a half. Yep.
I think I would take that.
I
for
hate
sure.
sports, man.
Over.
Over.
You take it over.
I think
I know Luke's
I-
all over it.
I'm over.
Luke
He
loves
likes it over?
I loves it.
I like it over too. I mean,
Luke
it just
knows. Luke's
I'm a
not-
Pirates
Luke's
fan,
sharp.
but
He knows.
I'm a Pirate fan, but even if I wasn't, I would take it over.
Once the McCutcheon,
You can't say that though. You can't say that. That doesn't count because you're saying even if I wasn't, how can you possibly in your brain ally yourself say,
Right,
okay,
yeah, you
I'm
can.
not
Because
a
it-
Pirate fan.
The acquisitions but they had a good offseason in quotes. I mean, they're better than they will have more wins than they did last year.
But that's not. But like, is that? Didn't they stink?
Yeah, they've been horrible.
last 2 years.
So why are you saying they're going to?
Well, they had a Rich Hill.
Rich Hill is huge.
He's the oldest player in baseball.
Oh, he is.
Oldest.
I swear.
Yes, so we'll have him
Leadership, damn it, leadership.
We'll have him on
He's
the
gonna
mat.
mentor the young guys.
That's all he's talking about, locker room leadership.
Oh, fuck.
Because we have him, and then Kutch in left, and then who's our catcher?
Austin Hedges.
Yeah,
No.
wait, that could be the oldest
didn't you
team.
say they
in,
all gonna
Did you
be-
see what he batted last year?
But
189.
Yeah, 189.
189.
Didn't they?
He's,
Somebody said they were going to be asking in the outfield. They're going to be talking about their AARP or something.
Yeah, because
like that.
how old's Kutch?
36,
And how old's Rich Hill?
42 or
43. And
Yeah,
Austin
42.
Hedges, how old's Austin Hedges?
Carlos Santana's 37.
Carlos Santana.
I mean, really, it's unbelievable.
Austin Hedges. I'm a better player than Austin
Yes,
Hedges.
yes.
That's a terrible.
Well,
you-
Jeff, you'll find this funny because I was arguing with Mark about that just recently, and I said, well, eventually they got to get a little bit better. I said, so how can the Orioles? They made a big turnaround last year, and I said, well, who in the hell they got? And I said, Mark, who's on their team? He said, well, that one guy,
Ryan Mountcastle.
But at the time though, he said, you know that one guy that hits all the home runs.
Ryan
Yeah.
Mountcastle.
That's really his
Nah.
name.
Yeah, Ryan Mountcastle.
Yeah, I
I
can't
thought
believe
you
you
just
even
made
know
that
that.
No, he
up.
killed me every time I bet against him. He hit a home run.
But it made me like that one guy.
So
my
who's
God.
who's
He
the
could-
most notable player on the Pirates this upcoming season?
O'Neal
Cruz.
No,
No,
McCutcheon.
other than McCutcheon, because that's
Cruz.
just that's like putting
Probably
like,
O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz.
But it's amazing to me though. These people that just live in the past are just so happy he's back.
Who, McCutcheon?
I mean, just frothing at the mouth, just so happy. Oh, we got him back. He loves Pittsburgh. He's gonna mentor all these little young guys.
He struggled hitting when he left the Pirates. He wasn't hitting well when he left.
What if just what if he comes back to the Pirates? They make a playoff run.
Oh fuck, that would be awesome. Pine Room, let's go, baby.
Like just and you can't even say anything to me because I hate everything in sports. I hate not everything, but in sports. Just say he would happen to make a playoff run. Maybe not go deep, but I just think that to me for some reason I like just him being around might stir a little.
Would you jump back on board?
I've never been off board. I would if the Pirates are good, I'd watch them. I mean, I'd watch. I like when we watched them in the wild card and that's I really enjoyed that. It was fun. That was the best
Was
baseball
fun.
I've ever watched. But like to watch the Pirates when they're playing like on a random Wednesday against the Rockies, I'm never gonna watch that game.
Well, here's I read an article, and Chris, you'd probably know who the sports writer was. I don't remember who it was. He said the worst thing that can happen to an organization is what's happened to the Pirates fan base. They went from absolute excitement, just that was the greatest thing going when we went. What was that? 2013,
13, 14, 15.
Yeah, the 3 years.
To then very angry to when they traded guys away and everybody left to now absolutely just don't care. They just have just given up, don't even care. It's not even on the radar anymore. Nobody cares because they know that it's done.
Well, you're that guy. You didn't watch him last year.
It's happened to me. It happened to me, and
Well,
I was
rightfully so.
Listen,
No, I
went-
know. I
went-
was
my whole day.
surprised.
My whole day would be literally planned around watching the Pirates.
Chris,
every single night.
I'd wake up every morning. Baseball would be on the living room TV, the other living room TV, the basement TV, and he would be watching, getting ready to watch upstairs. We'd come downstairs, and every night these two would sit together and watch the Pirates. Every night, every single
We'd
night.
go to the Pine Room every night.
I
and
mean
watch Pine Room.
honestly, if kind of, if the Pirates weren't good those 3 years, the Pine Room might not even be
Right. That's
existent, because that was what sparked it. Every day we would go out,
every single
just
day.
planned it. We would go out and watch the Pirates.
That
every
Cueto
night.
game is the greatest thing ever in
awesome.
history.
Totally awesome.
Still gives me chills when I watch it. But anyway, the fan base has totally given up. And I think the McCutchen thing is, at least, Chris, and I know what you're saying, people are just frothing at them, but I think that's at least injected some enthusiasm, because
Little bit, yeah.
sure as hell
See-
Rich Hill didn't, and Austin Hedges hasn't, and G-Man Choi hasn't, but McCutchen coming back has at least...
It makes me really, really, really mad, though, and I could not care less, but it makes me mad that, what's the owner? What's his name?
Bob Nutting.
Nutting. He gets rid of this guy because they're not going to pay him, right? Now, could they have paid him back when he was good?
100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so they don't want to pay him. Now he goes away. Now no one gives a shit about the Pirates. Now he goes, okay, well, maybe I could bring a little life if I bring a guy that I didn't want to pay back. To me, that's him saying, okay, I made a mistake. Let's bring him back, when already the bomb has gone off.
For about a tenth of what he would have.
for sure.
I think it's absolutely, well, number one, why is he still around?
Who?
Nutting.
Because
He
he
can.
owns it. He owns
Yeah,
the
he
team.
can.
There's nothing they can do
Yeah,
to
there's
it.
nobody.
Anybody else in the organization they get rid of but him.
Yeah.
And it's the $1 million
Does
question.
he make
Job.
all the decisions?
And he's loaded
Basically,
with.
yeah.
He's got $1 zillion because he gets all this revenue from
Other teams.
Everything.
other teams and doesn't spend it. And he's a zillion. And I honestly don't think he really understands the game.
No, I don't think he does.
He's not a real true baseball guy. And he just doesn't understand. But you would think after watching 13, 14, and 15, the excitement and the team they had. You look around, we were talking the other morning, look at the pitching staff they would have had if they would have paid
my
those guys.
God.
Look at that pitching staff.
Garrett Cole, Charlie Morton, Kyler Glass now,
All postseason guys now.
Yeah, one more.
Francisco Liriano.
Yeah, but there was one more in that group. There was one more. Who'd you say, Cole?
Cole,
Glasnow.
Morton, Glassnow, Liriano,
Shoot, there was
Wandy
one more.
Rodriguez,
No, there was one more. There was one more really good.
Vance
one.
Worley,
Yeah, but anyway,
AJ Burnett.
You look around the league and getting rid of. I think it all went downhill with Neil Walker when they got
that
rid of
was
Neil
the
Walker.
first
That
one.
was the beginning of the end. The homegrown kid, they should have paid him whatever he wanted.
doubt.
The fans loved him. He was a clean cut guy, solid second baseman. Wasn't a great player, but good enough to be a starting second baseman. And then it all spiraled, and you could just feel it coming when Russell Martin, he left, and just,
Marlon
everyone.
Bird.
But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, well, we're running out of time.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
Sorry if you're.
That was our
yeah.
that was our big hot.
That was a
pick.
good
that's a
one.
big one.
that was great.
We all got it off our chest
Right.
now.
Yeah,
Go
that-
Bucks.
well,
Bet the over.
Kind of.
Yeah,
win
go
total.
Bucks.
All right.
Let's go
I hope
Bucks.
you're right.
Well,
I
here's the
hope
deal.
you're
We
right.
didn't convince anybody there.
No, we
Jeez, we
didn't.
just beat the shit out of them. Go bet you over.
just by chance, is there any chance that they're good?
No.
I don't know about good.
No,
I'd say
they don't have
75
They don't have enough
wins.
pitching.
They will be improved.
They don't
from
have
last
enough-
year,
Yes,
but that's
75.
not saying much.
I'll say 75.
They
That's
don't
what
have-
I said.
They don't have
75
enough
wins.
pitching. They don't have enough pitching. And I don't think they'll be able to score. Well, it's a bad combination. No pitching and can't score runs.
Nah, they'll be able to score a little
Hey,
bit.
that's coming from a baseball guy.
No, their pitching will be that. You might as well put that
Horrible
board out
combination.
there.
That's like saying a football team, they can't run it or throw it, but they're going to be better.
They got a good punter.
Trevor,
Yeah,
when
they-
when that red thing, when the red dot blinks, is that
That
bad?
means it's time
Oh,
to
yeah,
go.
Time to go.
Time to go.
Time to go.
Hey, want to send a shout out to Soup. We,
Yeah, Soup.
Yes.
Soup, we miss you. We had a great time Friday.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was
at
a
your
great time.
send-off party, and hope all's going well. We miss you.
Yeah, Soup is alive. He just moved away.
and he'll probably be here. I think one of the cheers was like, "Thanks, Soup, for everything," and then it was, "See you next week," and he'll be here.
He's still.
I
We
think
still
next
got
week, actually.
we still got like 6 phone calls from him today.
Yeah,
But
but
it's only an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, he said it was easy. Yeah,
It's only an 8-hour drive. Not that
I
big
wouldn't.
deal.
I don't think I could do an 8-hour drive. I'd be asleep.
brutal.
That's
He
not
does
a
it.
good
He
combo.
does it after like doing stuff all day.
Hey, speak of the devil. Just
There he is.
texted. 500 views on the Naylor preview already on Instagram. Great work.
He's amazing. He's unbelievable.
All right. Well,
we love him. We love you all.
We appreciate you joining us here in the Pine Room. If you're listening to this on Spotify, wherever you listen to it, thank you for listening. If you're watching this, thanks for joining us here in the studio. We got some stuff coming up. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out the Instagram. Go check out the YouTube on all the stuff that we put up. Nailer video, our first fitness video, which went really well.
Hey, real quick, speaking of the Nailers, they actually just reposted our video.
Oh, cool. So, all right. That's cool.
Did they really?
Yep.
That's cool. So thank you to the Nailers for letting us do that. And you got some live updates from us here. But we're working on the studio. If you haven't watched any of the videos and you just listen, go and just check out a YouTube video. Go check it out and listen to, or just check out how the studio looks. We're making some upgrades. We mounted the cameras now, so then we don't have to worry about them. We got some other stuff coming in. If you have any signs, any decorations, anything you think would look good in here, if it's just old and you don't want to use it anymore, as long as it's not like garbage, I mean, still we'll take a look at it. But we'd love to put some stuff in here that some fans and some people that listen to the show give us. It'd be really cool to have that up in here.
Hey, I say it a lot. Fan art.
I've been saying it.
Yes, somebody draw us.
If you have any connections or you know anybody,
we gotta get Vondell.
If you want to come in here and paint something,
idea.
If you want to paint some nude art of Jeff, anything.
I want to see. Can we get a picture of the filthy MILF?
Oh yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us here. We're gonna go home. It's getting late here.
Yep.
It's dark out. We're gonna get out of the studio now. Thank you for joining us here. We'll see you next week in the Pine Room.
Peace.
Bye.